absolute worst jobs in history.
The worst jobs in history.
Gong farmer.
If you ever think your job's crappy, try having to plunge into a pit of literal human doo-doo feces every single night. Way back in the
Every
day in
night,
good old
though?
England, some daring men made a career out of
England.
wading through human excrement.
England, yes. Where else would it be at? England.
In good old England, some daring men made a career out of wading through human excrement.
do you-
So-called gong
how?
farmers were tasked with draining out cesspits filled to the brim with offensive butt slop. The profession had existed for centuries, but
Yeah.
it saw its height between the years of 1485 and 1603, also known as the Tudor period. Oi, I got a tutor for you.
What?
Since this was way before the invention of the turlet,
Man, imagine just you having to go through a bad number two. So you start holding like the sides of the toilet, but instead of holding the sides of the toilet, you're just gripping on the man's beside you thighs. That's what this is.
people were content with just slamming their cheeks down in a public latrine to pinch off a quick loaf. The other problem was the lack of availability of somewhere to go. Towards the end of the 14th century, it's estimated that there was only one public bathroom per 2,000 people. Plus, keep in mind that all of that human waste was just piling up in a literal stone-lined hole in the ground, so you were just dropping logs onto a mountain of timber. The local government, realizing that this horrid threat to public health was fermenting beneath everyone's feet, took action to allow the construction of private outhouses and latrines in residential areas as a way to disperse the smelly sewage.
Yeah, so basically like a public bathroom or a porta potty. So that has to be disgusting, bro. And if it's a wood toilet, it's gonna be hard to clean the toilet. Like clean around the, oh, yuck.
It didn't work all that well. So with Dookie levels rising, help was
it don't
needed
work.
to drain the pits. Enter the gong farmer. The term
Why
gong,
does he have no gloves on? There was no way he was raw handing the poo, bro.
deriving from an Old English term meaning to go. They were also referred to as the much more mysterious and cooler sounding title of nightmen, as the only time that they were allowed to perform their duty.
That sounds like they're an escort. That's what that sounds like. That sounds like they sell butts. He has a bucket of lean and it's called the Nightman. He is going around serving dick.
duties was under the shroud of night, and that really sucked. There were no flashlights, spotlights, or illumination of any kind. You just had to hope that the moon was shining brightly to light your way through the filth. The nightmen would enter these cesspits and drain the contents using buckets and shovels. Excrement was loaded into barrels and carted off to be dumped near the River Thames. Don't worry,
Near the rivers? No, let's get all the feces that are on top of each other. Let's move it away to our drinking water. Genius! We're ingenious!
it was used as fertilizer later. Maybe. These men would be knee-deep, waist-deep, even neck-deep in the stuff, which
Saucy is what a weirdo would say.
had its own risks, the first and foremost being asphyxiation.
Yeah?
Cesspits were often enclosed spaces with
Yep.
little to no ventilation, so the buildup of noxious and toxic gases was a very real threat. Although rare, a gong farmer could pass out from a lack of fresh air and drown in the waste. Another risk was
A mouse drowning in feces. That must be one of the worst ways to go, bro. Like, drowning already hurts. Imagine drowning in poo. Oh,
poor maintenance. Cesspits were typically drained as needed, which, depending on the size of the thing, could be up to 2 years between sloppy scoops. Since these pits
Okay.
just sat there and rotted, it was common for stone walls to collapse in on the farmers while they harvested their crops. Any scrapes or bumps would certainly get infected, which could only lead to a
in your life.
death. But these
basically.
high risks were met with high reward. Since the job was less than desirable,
How much they get paid?
gong farmers made quite a healthy living, about 6 pence a day. Now, I'm not quite sure what that is in non-silly
about to
sounding
say,
money, but
but-
sounds pretty good. Problem is though, gong farmers perpetually reeked from their labors and were only permitted to live in certain areas of the city,
Wow,
with most of the public actively
segregation
avoiding.
to be expected. I mean, come on now, it was like the 1500s. So basically, they were just modern day janitors.
them and, well, treating them like crap.
Okay, so what?
Now, if you're looking for a soul-crushing, body
I was like, Santa's job,
breaking
occupation?
job that pays next to nothing, you're an idiot. but I could recommend that you apply for the occupation of chimney sweep. These
Okay.
services were all the rage in, you guessed it, England's Tudor period, but the job has existed for hundreds of years. Rapid urbanization led to the construction of a lot of buildings, and each one of them suckers needs a source of heat. Gotta keep them English toesies nice and warm during the miserable grey winter months until the arrival of the miserable grey summer months. So a lot of fireplaces and chimneys were built to meet that demand. You do
How many
know
of y'all
how
have
a
been to
fireplace
England or lived
works,
there?
right? Make fire, fire make heat and smoke go up through chimney and blow out the top.
Yeah.
But all of that burning of wood and coal creates lots of icky carbon-heavy flammable deposits that build up within the chimney.
Okay.
Big problem, cause if that's not properly cleared out, then things can just go.
Can you get flammable?
And there goes
Yep.
not only your house,
Yep.
but a few neighbors' houses as collateral damage. Well,
And
the
they didn't
higher
have,
ups
and they
didn't
didn't have proper fire extinguishers either. That's the worst part. Like they did not have no proper fire extinguisher.
like the risk of their kingdom going up
What
in
is
smoke at any
that?
given time, so they mandated that chimneys must be swept at least 4 times a year or face heavy fines.
Okay,
Thus,
4 times
the
a year?
employment of chimney sweeps became critical. The problem, though, is that chimneys at the time weren't exactly designed for human entry and cleaning. Bugger.
So how are they supposed to clean
in the
it?
building were grouped together on the roof, but could have sharp turns as they angled out towards their respective fireplaces or furnaces. To make matters even worse, regulations shrunk flue sizes down to as little as 9 by 9 inches. This made it nearly impossible for full-grown men to slip through the cracks.
So what? They
The
sit children in there? Like what are they supposed to do?
Children. Really young children. Adorable, wide-eyed orphans were yoinked from poor houses and taken on as apprentices called climbing boys.
I was joking. No cap though. This was a genius
Yoinked
edit, bro.
From poor houses and taken on as apprentices called climbing boys, with opportunities to one day grow into master sweepers themselves, if they lived that long. If it wasn't obvious, chimney sweeping was extremely dangerous, especially for the little limber lads. Boys as young as 6 years old were sent up chimneys and told to get scrubbing. The physical dangers were abundant, as several children had died from getting stuck or horribly burned from scaling the scalding bricks.
6
Keep
years
in mind
old?
that these fireplaces were almost always in use, so those chimneys were hot and ready like a carry-out pizza. Now, if the cramming didn't kill you, the scrubbing would. Soot and creosote, the organic carbonaceous byproducts of burning wood and coal,
Whatever that is.
are carcinogenic. So if you're trapped in a confined space just
You're just gonna
scrub-a-dub-dubbing
die.
away while sucking up hits of cancer-causing black powder all day day,
Yeah.
things are not going to turn out well for you. But it actually wasn't
They killed kids for chimneys.
your lungs that, you
That, I
needed to
guess.
worry about. No.
What
It
was
was
it?
your balls.
No!
Scrotal
No! No! Not my balls! No! No! Oh my goodness, bro. Poor English balls, man. Oh my gosh.
Squamous cell carcinoma, also known as chimney sweeps carcinoma, or just straight up scrotal cancer, was a death sentence. Something I didn't mention until now was that the young children, as a way to fit easier into the narrow
Why
hot
is he
chimneys,
black?
often went commando. No shirt, no shoes, no pants. The young children, as a way to fit easier into the narrow hot chimneys, often went commando. No shirt, no shoes, no pants, but all service.
They sent naked kids in chimneys and was like, yeah, this is a good idea. This is our solution. But they were orphans, so no one cared. They had no parents, so nobody cared.
The constant exposure to soot and such led to the development of tumors on their nethers.
Oh my gosh.
Once developed, they were lucky if they had a few years left in them. Sure, your sack is out of whack, but damn, that chimney's clean.
Matchstick girl. What is that when they
You've
light
probably
a
heard of
match
the radium
on a
girls,
lady?
young women of the workforce that would paint luminous numbers and hands onto timepieces in the early 1900s.
Never heard of them.
This is similar. Towards the end of the 19th century, matchmaking was a pretty lucrative business. Not like pairing couples up, but making literal matches.
Yeah.
By the late 1800s, there were about 25 matchmaking factories across Great Britain, employing over 4,000 chaps and chapettes. The process, as with most industries at the time, involved working with some nasty chemicals. The flavor of the
Okay,
day
that's
here
what it was.
was white phosphorus, an unstable compound that burned fiercely when ignited. You know, perfect for the few seconds that you would need to set something ablaze. On top of being both easily ignitable and violently reactive with oxygen, it had the triple whammy of also being extremely toxic.
Of
all
course.
matchmaking jobs, roughly half were involved in the direct handling of white phosphorus.
All for some matches, bro. Like, why don't they just get a lighter? You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have lighters in the 1900s. Send me back there, bro. I would help them out. I'll cause some nasty butterfly effect. In fact, I don't even need the intelligence from right now. Just send me to the 1900s, and I'm making a lighter with the knowledge of people from the 1900s. I'm just saying.
With over 80% of the phosphorus fingerers being young women. These women
Fingerers?
would come to be known
Wait, why were they women though?
as matchstick girls. Day in and day out, these women were tasked with packaging the dipped matchsticks, with an entire workforce handling as many as 10 million across a 10-hour shift, meeting the demand of the 250
10
million
million?
matches being burned in Britain every single day.
10
Remember that
million?
fire is what got people through the day. Need to cook? Fire. Need to keep warm? Fire. Need to see in the dark? Fire. Need to shrink your overhead? Fire. It was the biggest blessing humanity has ever discovered, and you can now summon it out of a little box in your pocket. The obvious problem is that fiddling with all of those fickle phosphorus fumes physically
fault.
fucked you up. It was very common for both men and women to form phosphoric necrosis of the jaw.
What? No.
The condition, nicknamed Fossy Jaw, developed after the
Imagine getting a disease because you're a hard worker dealing with poisonous gas. You step outside, and they're just giggling in the corner talking about some.
It's Fossy! Guys! Look at Fossy! Y'all see him? Fossy! Fossy!
That's ridiculous.
long-term exposure to phosphorus fumes. Initial symptoms included simple toothaches, which evolved into complete tooth loss, abscesses, swelling of the gums, and complete necrosis of the jaw.
goodness.
To put it simply, your jaw rotted off. If you did get the jaw rot, there was about a 1 in 5 chance that the rest of your body would be rotting not long after from contracting an even worse condition known as death. In 1880, over 1,400 matchstick girls, fed up with this blatant disregard for their safety, decided to strike, demanding better pay, working conditions, and
Period.
abolition of unfair fines and penalties.
As
the
y'all
strike
should.
lasted for 2 weeks before demands were met and accepted.
2
20
weeks?
years later, in 1908, the British had
2
reached-
weeks? That's how you knew they were running it. 2 weeks of a protest did it. They were running it. They were the nation. I couldn't imagine anywhere giving up after 2 weeks.
before demands were met and accepted. 20 years later, in 1908, the British House of Commons completely banned the use of toxic white phosphorus
There
in
we go.
favor of the much safer and less toxic red phosphorus, which is what we use in matches today, but not in the match head, on the striking pad. So remember to light one up for the matchstick girls.
So you're telling me they had the same color, white and red, and they stuck with white because they're like, we have to do white. White is right. Red means Satan. So we can't do the red one. You know, that's probably closer to the truth than y'all probably would think.
If you think your job's exhausting, try hauling an entire freaking ship up a river with your bros. These are burlaks, or barge
Burlaks.
haulers. They hauled barges. Typically dirt poor peasants just looking for enough coin to eat for a week, these men were tasked with strapping on a strap and
They
using
probably
whatever
strong as
strength they
hell,
had left
too.
in them to pull in ships from the Caspian Sea all the way up the Volga River in the days of the Russian Empire. Since ship traffic was near constant thanks to strong trade, burlaks were in high demand to carefully guide the vessels up the Volga. But why couldn't the ships just sail up the river, you might ask? Because the Volga flows outward towards the Caspian Sea, and there were rarely favorable winds to propel a ship up the river, lest
Okay.
you risk beaching your entire ship on the banks. So why not hire a bunch of exhausted and desperate poor people to do the work instead?
Exactly.
Whoa, slow down, fellas. There's no need for us to be Russian. Depending on the load size, burlak groups could range from just a few men up to 150
women on that thing
fellas
too?
pulling a single ship. But there was a moment of respite for these workers. See, one advantage to working in the Russian Empire was the cold winters.
That's true.
Can't exactly move ships
But how are they gonna get paid though? Like the whole point is like they're kind of poor, so the cold winters kind of don't help them. Now they have no bread.
upstream when the waterways are completely frozen over. So burlaks were seasonal, working dawn until dusk, thaw till frost. But since the combination of being poor and not working meant certain death, the men would pick up odd jobs in the winter to barely scrape by. Hey, I make a duck. Smooch is smooching. At the beginning of the 19th century, it is estimated that about 600,000 Burlaks worked in the Russian Empire.
600,000?
With the evolution
How
of
many
ship
died, though?
technology and the invention of the steam
Like, were they worked all day? Was that what made it rough? Is that it? Because we were just talking about girls who like, they were suffering. Like, they were dying. They got called Fosse. So, I don't know.
powered ship
Maybe they got bread.
rendered the job obsolete. By the end of the 19th century, the burlak profession had vanished over the horizon.
What did the poor people do? Snake milker? I better not see no one jerking no snake.
Now I know what you're thinking, so stop it.
Okay,
This has
my
nothing
fault.
to do with milking your own snake or giving little pinches to little snake nips, which don't exist. Snakes aren't mammals.
I wasn't thinking about either one of those, but I've never thought about pinching snake nips before. What if the snake is Medusa?
The job of a snake milker was to, which don't exist.
I
Snakes
heard
aren't
a
mammals.
sound effect when I looked away. Blushing snakes.
The job of a snake milker was to extract their venom from their fangs. He looks cute, right? Think
That's
again.
not new though.
Snake
I mean, that's
venom
not
was highly
old,
coveted
though.
for use in early warfare
It's
as a
not old.
biological
That's not what
weapon.
I'm saying. I'm saying we still do it. That's all I'm trying to say. We still do that to this day. To this very day.
Granting you the ability to proc tick damage over time to your enemies if you weren't able to finish them off yourself. Perhaps the best
like
weapons
Minecraft.
of choice to get slathered in the stuff were arrows. Lethality of arrows varied greatly. Take
So
one
they
in the
learned from
skull,
Minecraft back in the
you're
day.
dead as a doornail. But take one in a less critical spot like an arm or a leg, assuming you don't sever an artery, and you might just live to see another day. But that all goes out the window if the arrow tip was dipped in some venomous drip. Quite a few civilizations have been noted for using envenomed or poisoned arrows throughout history. You've got the Khoisan people of southern Africa who have been
Okay.
using poisoned arrows for thousands of years in hunting large prey, and the Harmatilians who used viper venom against an invading Alexander the Great. But
Armentarians.
no-
I haven't heard of them.
no army employed the
Italians.
use of snake venom better than the Scythians. Also duking it out
Like
against
Slytherith? No, that's not the same thing.
Alexander the Great, the Scythians developed their own iconic poison for warfare.
Ooh, their
combining
own
not only
iconic one?
viper venom, but also putrefied human blood and excrement. Even minor scrapes from their weapons were lethal. So on top of dealing with being envenomed, you also dealt with the horrors of gangrene and tetanus.
And
So with all that
gonorrhea?
said and done, yeah, snake milkers. Like I said, it was their job to wrangle and wrestle up enough snakes to meet the demand of entire armies. But luckily, this wasn't a time for catch and release practices. Kill the snakes, take their venom. That's the job. Of
Oh.
course, that is easier said than done.
I thought they were going to catch the snake, have it like leak its venom. I didn't know they were going to kill the snake.
By nature, snakes are shy little fellas and pretty hard to find. Chances are you get struck before you even noticed one. One catch of their fangs is enough for it to be game over. Snake milkers were considered lucky if they even managed to survive a single round of collecting. I
A
think it's time for a
single
quick science
round?
lesson.
Science? I
Venoms
like
can
that.
be sorted into three main types: neurotoxic, hemotoxic, cytotoxic.
Okay,
Yikes.
okay.
Neurotoxins strike and destroy all your nerves. You're agonized and paralyzed as you can observe.
Oh, no.
Hemotoxins target all your healthy blood, thinning down or clotting up, so now you're done for, bud. Cytotoxins focus on killing all your cells, so you can probably guess that you won't be doing well. Just avoid snakes,
Bars.
and you'll be doing fine. I know you fellas and fellettes just love a good rhyme. So to close this chapter out, yeah,
You talk to him. Cook it up.
snake milkers still exist nowadays, though only for
Yeah, they
medical
do.
research and developing anti-venom
Only for
rather than
medical
biological
research.
warfare. Or so we think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they're trying to tell us. Drummer Boy?
Imagine getting ready to charge onto a battlefield to
Like, they actually have theme songs. Like, songs being played before sport matches aren't new. It's been a thing since we killed each other. Well, we still kill each other. It's been a thing since ever. Music is so powerful, no matter what. Like, music is always around. It's so interesting when you really like y'all think at war they started playing because they don't want to alert the enemy where they are. You know what I'm saying? We got more strategic. Back in the day, they would face off and they're like, "Hey, we about to get busy," and then you just have the drummers in the back talking about some. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Walker in the back on something special talking about some. You know what I'm saying? And when Walker whipped that out, everyone was going crazy. Everyone was going insane. Whatever side I'm on is winning easily.
either invade a country or defend your own. You see your fellow soldiers gearing up for battle with their trusty firearms, and you're given a drum. Ugh.
You have the ore though.
I gotta fight. Drummers, believe it or not, were a critical part of warfare in the days of yore.
Critical.
Since there were no such things as radios or more instantaneous methods of communication, drummer boys were employed and trained to maintain order on the battlefield, signaling commands, attacks, retreats, and everything in between.
That means they were the first ones to go. They were the command, so they were targeted. Oh.
Peaking in popularity during the American Civil War, drummer boys were typically in their teenage years or young adulthood, though some more famous drummer boys were much younger. Little Charlie King of the Union Army died in battle at the age of just 13, being the youngest casualty in the Battle of Antietam. Itty bitty Johnny Clem ran away from home and was taken in by the Union Army as a drummer boy at the ripe old age of 9. Just a few years later, the little fella fought in the Battle of Chickamauga in 1863 at the age of 12, where he shot and killed a Confederate soldier. What you gonna do? Shoot? He was promoted to sergeant, eventually retiring from the United States Army in 1915 as a brigadier general.
He was a sergeant at the age of 12? He had to be cold-blooded. I mean, like, he might have something mentally wrong with, like, he might be a psychopath, sociopath, one of those. Whichever one is crazier, he might be one of those. At 12, being a sergeant, that requires more than just catching a body. He had to be mentally locked at all times. Oh, yeah, nah.
But that's a rare occurrence. In reality, it would have gone more like this. Despite what people may think, drummer boys did not lead troops into battle. That would be stupid. Instead, they would relay commands from behind soldier lines, though they were still known to be valuable targets. If you break the communication line, you break down the army.
Exactly.
Outside of combat, drummer boys had a wealth of other responsibilities, such as carrying messages between units, assisting battlefield surgeons with amputations, carting the wounded up the field, fetching supplies, or burying the dead.
So they just did everything.
They very rarely carried weapons of their own, so if they had to defend themselves in the heat of battle, they were pretty shit out of luck.
Groom of the stool. What does that mean? That sounds disgusting. I'm looking at an ancient toilet. I'm looking at the word groom. This can't be it. There's this manga called Eternally Regressing Night. Check it out, it's he. Academy Extra, that's he. Pick Me Up Infinite Gotcha, that's he. Surviving as a Barbarian, that's he. Omniscient Regis Viewpoint, that's he. Those were just, sorry, like while he was talking, my mind started to float towards manga. And I'm like, dang, bro, when am I going to be able to read the next one and binge read? Because the thing with manga, bro, is you don't read 2 or 3 chapters and you're like, okay, I can wait till later. You either read all of them or none of them. That's the only way to consume the medium. You either read all of it at one time or you wait.
If you wanted to be one of the most influential people in all of England, but don't have a drop of royal blood in you, you'd want to squeeze into the role of the groom of the stool, a job requiring you to get up real close and personal with the king or queen at the time.
You had to wipe
we all
their
have to go
butts.
once or 12 times a day, so someone as prestigious and important as the king is gonna need help doing so.
I knew something with that toilet's gonna be stupid, bro.
I mean, imagine feeling the sudden urge to blow out your britches, but you have to fight through said bridges to accomplish the mission. Grooms of the stool assisted the monarch with any labors regarding biological movements. This included helping the removal of clothing, preparation of the lavish and luxurious royal box, and the
Why is there a cloth on it? I know that's disgusting. It's gonna, oh my.
removal of the splendiferous solids, but not before their proper examination. Yeah, that's right. Grooms of the stool were not only tasked with cleaning up the royal slurry, but making sure that the passings were healthy, taking notes of any abnormalities in appearance.
Does it weigh enough? Let's feel the consistency of said feces. How does it smell?
Yuck. I'm getting, yuck. Okay, I can't.
Frequency.
I'm getting disgusted.
These notes would be passed on to the king's personal physician to diagnose any possible ailments.
Tell the physician to do it. He's the physician.
Well, that's not very helpful, is it? After the log was sent down the river, the groom of the stool would also assist in the cleanup effort, either by handing the king his own personal cleaning cloth or by taking up wiping duties themselves. Now you might think that this
How many kings y'all think they found out they were homosexual after a man wiped their butt? I'm telling you, that's probably where a lot of them got the awakening. If this was that common, I think that's where a lot of them.
At least 6 or 7. You know what I'm saying? At least 6, 7. You know what I'm saying?
This job sucked, but it was actually highly coveted and well respected, as grooms of the stool had access to the king outside of the public eye. allowing
Basically, they're bootlickers. It's well respected because they get to lick the boots of the king, so they're technically high up. Like,
for valuable private conversations. Commonly high-ranking nobles or politicians, grooms of the stool were known to have influence in many formal rulings, laws, or personal life.
you know why they had all that influence? Because they low-key was getting freaky with the king. You think they had influence just because he cleans the king's feces? No, they had to be getting freaked on.
So that Anne Boleyn chick's hot, right? No. The first documented groom of the stool dates all the way back to 1495 under King Henry VII. The role continued to evolve over the years to the title of groom of the stole, though they were more so referred to as either the gentleman or gentlewoman of the bedchamber, depending on the monarch in charge, with responsibilities eventually focusing solely on the king or queen's wardrobe. The position was held for over 400 years until being formally
They need a stylist, basically.
discontinued under King Edward VII in 1901. Well, that's that video. I have plenty more terrible jobs for a part
Discord.
2. Want me to make it? Leave a comment. If you don't,
Honestly, I'd love to be the king of the stool. The stool of the king, I mean. I don't want to taste pooey, but grown men and pooey, but yeah, I'm good off that one. Great video chat history. Absolutely fantastic. Today we're going to be checking out some dangerous jobs that are probably not worth the pay.
Did you know? Unloading frozen tuna is considered one of the most dangerous jobs in the world.
Wait,
And the reason is simple,
there's no better way?
but terrifying. Inside cold storage kept
There's
it
no-
well below zero, sometimes minus 30
You
degrees
have to
Fahrenheit or
chug
colder.
tuna to get it out?
Thousands of tuna are frozen into rock-hard blocks. Since they're oval-shaped, you can't stack them neatly like boxes.
Okay.
And forklifts are completely useless here. So workers have to do it by hand.
That is
often by
like,
hurling
there
one
has
fish
to be
against
a better
another,
way.
Almost like playing bowling. But here's the
We're
danger.
getting robots for everything, but we have to chug tuna for the tuna to slide out. Come on, bro.
What you're seeing now is considered one of the world's most dangerous professions. The president of South Korea. South Korea's first president, Lee Sung-man, was overthrown and exiled, eventually dying in Hawaii. The second
Okay.
president, Yoon Bo-seon, spent decades in prison. The third,
my
Park
gosh.
Chung-hee, was assassinated by Korean agents
Oh
along
my-
with his wife. The fourth, Choi Kyu-ha, won the presidency after Park's assassination, but was soon replaced and later imprisoned, only gaining freedom in his later years.
What
the fifth
the-
president, Chun Doo-hwan, was sentenced to death for suppressing protests, later commuted
What is going on? So you just can't be a president here?
to life imprisonment. The sixth, Roh Tai-woo, eventually sentenced to 17 years in prison. The seventh, Kim Young-sam, tackled corruption, but was exiled
Okay.
for challenging entrenched powers. The
Never
eighth,
mind.
Roh Moo-hyun, committed suicide amid investigations into a secret funds case. The
Dog, we're still going in a row? Like there's no one who just had a nice, smooth sailing?
ninth, Lee Myung-bak, nearly spent his post-presidency in jail for corruption, eventually sentenced to 17 years in
17?
prison and fined 13 billion won.
13, I thought they were gonna say 13 billion USD, bro. I thought that was about to be wicked. Hold up, I need to look up how much 13 million won is. 13 billion won is around $8.8 million USD.
10th, Park Geun-hye was impeached and jailed for corruption and abuse of power during her term.
So my question is, are all these presidents really that bad, or do they have a very strict guideline for you to follow as presidency? Which I mean, should be very strict if you're gonna, you know, represent a country, but
We
What?
roll. Yo.
like I look at something like this and it's just like there has to be a better way, you know? Like, this doesn't look too bad. Like, it's bad, but it's not like, this doesn't feel as bad as the other one. But if you do fall off, it's wraps. What is this, snow getting built up? Barefoot, bare hands? Oh, now see that is terrifying. That right there, oh my, like I think the idea of being underwater looking down and it's just endless sea, like that is terrifying to me, bro. It's they're making sure it works. Oh no. I heard when that cracks, like that whipping crack, like that easily take your body off. Anything like with the ocean though is terrifying. Anything involving the ocean.
This job is so dangerous that a safety worker is ready with a hook to pull you back in case of a disaster. The idea is that if the electrician in the arc suit gets electrocuted, they'll likely be stuck and the current will continue flowing through them. He gave a thumbs up as a signal to be ready.
Okay, what is he doing though? I didn't get no, like, you're not gonna give me any more like insight. I don't understand. I was told at safety training course that those aren't meant to save your life, but so your spouse has a body to bury. That is terrifying. That's molten lava, right? And what, you trying to take some home? You making obsidian? Oh, you trying to build a nether portal? Okay, I understand. You know, one slip, that's your face. One slip, that's your body. That's the craziest thing about most jobs though. Like almost every blue collar job is like you're one slip away from your life just being ruined. Just a disaster happening. It's one slip away. Oil well drilling. Like you look at jobs like this and you're like, we getting robots to do a bunch of things. You would think like this would be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just, this looks wicked. I don't even know what I'm looking at though. It looks wicked though. It look cool. But man, oh man. Y'all don't look like y'all want to be here, bro. I don't blame y'all. Oh, he got the top grill ice out. Okay, bro, having to get into your car just covered in oil, mud, and dirt, bro. Like, car can never be clean once off a day of work. Jobs 99% people can handle. Bridge painter.
Bridge painting.
Let me know why the bridge needs to be painted though. Like, aesthetics. Like, I'm just saying. Like, what? Let's be real. This bridge does not need to be painted, man. Like, let it. It'll be fine without some paint, bro.
Is one of the most dangerous jobs ever. Bridge painters have to work on bridges that can be more than 500 feet high, and more than 10 bridge painters die per year from extreme fall damage.
More than 10?
In the 1950s, bridge painters had to work without safety cords.
They sent them on suicide missions just to paint a bridge.
Would you be brave enough to paint a bridge?
I mean, of course, like I could do pretty much anything, but I just don't feel like it, you know? They gotta be getting paid a handsome amount for that BS. Kind of like those people who fix like windmills and checks up on windmills like once a year or something like that, or once every 6 months. Like they gotta get paid handsomely. Timber, yep. Dangerous for the person who could be on the ground if there is one. It's dangerous for you because if he cuts like a little bit too low, he'd be slung off with the tree. Gotta carry that chainsaw all the way up there. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm dropping the chainsaw. I'm not about to carry that thing all the way down. I'm just letting that thing go. I wonder how many people like that got hit before. There's definitely a counter. There's definitely at least one who just was not, he did not look both ways. They should be paid. They're not paid? They're volunteers? Leave the junk on the track if you're gonna be no, I'm not doing that for free.
Hey, you see this tower?
Yeah.
This is a Rohn 25. In case you were curious, it's called a Rohn 25, R-O-H-N. And
okay.
I'm wider than the tower is. If you can't tell.
Bro decided to film a vlog mid
it's only 12 inches.
mid job.
It's only 12 inches wide. Yeah. Yeah, these towers suck. So anybody that says that they want to be a tower climber,
not many people say that.
Climb stupid shit like this.
Not many people say
it
that,
doesn't
bro.
have a safety climb, so you have to click clack all the way up. And these little bitty, this is like a, I don't know, maybe 3/8 of an inch thick here, and so it's real fun on your little tootsies on the arches of your tootsies there.
Anybody want to be a tower climber? Any of y'all have aspirations for that? That's an interesting career choice. Would never want to be it. You're 19 and you work in the coal mine.
Piled up so fast in Vietnam, you needed wings to stand by. I was going to the worst place in the world, and I didn't even know it yet.
I feel like I'm looking at. I'm not. First, I saw that vehicle. I'm like, is this Destiny? Like,
I wanted a mission.
this is wicked. I do want to go through a mine though. I'm intrigued what like a mine looks like first person. You know what I'm saying? IRL first person. I don't want this third person point of view. I hope he brought a fortune pickaxe with him, so he doesn't have to be in the mine as long, man. Make sure you enchant your pickaxe, bro. What the heck is this? And why are you doing it with feet? I guess so your head don't get caught. Okay. Is this coal mining? What is he mining right now? What is he mining for gravel that we just put in our driveway? Like no, like actually though, what am I looking at? Coal mine labor working hard. Why does he not have clothes on? Because the clothes might get snatched on something? Like he might get stuck if he has like a shirt on?
Yeah, this job isn't that hard.
Wind turbine. No one, I don't think anyone's ever said that.
As I'm 300 feet in the air and terrified of heights.
Okay, to be fair, you chose the occupation. Okay, no one told you to be scared of heights and be a wind turbine technician. Second off, nobody thinks this job is easy. We're all thankful for people like you and the coal miners, because some of us like your shout job and we're just like, you know what? I don't want to do that. The oil riggers, shout out to y'all, man. I don't want to do that. They have a... Wait, they can have elevators? Some people have to climb up 300-400 feet in the sky off the side of a wind turbine when you can just have an elevator on that side. I forgot they can just have elevators. Do they climb on the outside of a wind turbine or do they climb just on the inside of it? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest.
Hi guys, what I've got in my hand is the most toxic snake on the planet. This is the
yes.
taipan. A bite from this snake is capable of killing over 100 people my size. Now,
what?
although we won't be collecting venom,
is that fly like a paid actor trying to get your hands to slip?
Program. This one will be getting sent to a university to check for the various toxins in there. Now, what I'm going to do is get into bite. So, fingers the target. Ready, steady, go. There we go. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit of venom going in. Not a huge amount. Now, these guys don't need a huge amount of venom to do the damage. And they are nasty little buggers.
This is another wicked job.
Thankfully, these guys have actually never resulted in a human fatality that we're aware of. And that's purely because of the anti-venom program here at the Australian Reptile Park.
They've never resulted in a casualty that y'all know of, but how many casualties do we actually know of, to be honest? Like, they're a casualty. If they're missing, like, not every missing body gonna be found. I don't know, man.
So I had to do a light bulb change out at 300 foot at the top of this tower, and honestly, this is going to be the smallest, tightest area up here.
If they don't get a solar powered bulb, if they don't get a way for it to be connected at the bottom.
This tower, especially with this beacon, I literally was standing up, but I did make a way towards where I was actually sitting down. Later on in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I was sitting. But just to give you this full view of how it looks up here at 300 foot, it's not just your average tower. This is a Johnny Andrews tower.
Johnny Andrews.
But it's so small up here. It was very uncomfortable. Probably one of the worst light bulb change outs in my career towards where.
Oh yeah, man, I've had a couple of terrible light bulb changes too. I was reaching up and I forgot to turn the lights off and oh my goodness, you know what I mean? I know how it can be, man. Been there, done that. I remember one time I had a bright idea in that light bulb and it just went out and I had to change that one. Do you know how hard it is to change a light bulb from a bright idea, man? I know exactly how you feel.
Right here, I'm sitting right up close to this beacon. I have pretty much no wiggle room like to twist or anything like that, so it's all reaching around to get, you know, the stuff that I need, especially these light bulbs. But just to be honest
and before you just bring up a defective light bulb
because I didn't have any room. I mean, what good?
The light bulbs are just defective, so you have to go down and get some more.
I'm literally pressed up against this beacon.
I wonder how much he gets paid to be a professional light bulb changer. What am I looking at? Okay, so they have to be floated. They have to be floated to the whatchamacallit. floated? Like, why am I not just saying floated? His body is contorted in all types of ways. And he has to hook up that thingy to... And now he's about to zip line. Oh no, we're about to zip line. So... No clue what's happening. No clue what's happening at all. Installing spacers. So these are a bunch of power lines. Yep, y'all got it, man. Respect to y'all. Respect to y'all, man.
This is a scene of a large vessel unloading, and it looks quite dangerous.
It looks
Such vessels
horrifically
are called
dangerous.
sand carriers, mainly used for transporting sand, gravel, and similar bulk materials. A sand carrier is equipped with a self-unloading system. A conveyor belt is installed at the bottom of the ship, while the cargo hold is funnel-shaped.
There's
Under the
no
force of
better
gravity,
method?
the cargo automatically falls onto the conveyor belt, enabling...
I don't know. I just feel like having a guy having to go sumo for the job, and one slip he's going to be swept away. I think that's kind of bad, but maybe he's not moving as fast as I think.
Unloading. For this reason, sand carriers are generally limited to transporting free-flowing cargo such as sand and pebbles. Above the conveyor belt lies a row of wooden planks, which serve to keep the cargo separated from the belt. This prevents long-term accumulation.
This just feels like unnecessarily dangerous, man. Like, this just feels like there's an easy way to solve this. I'll think of something to solve this. You know, sometimes you just can't put things in other people's hands. I'll come out with a patent on how to make this safer. Don't worry about it. Like, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, no, I'm coming out with a patent, bro. And you see how he has to do like some Kung Fu Panda type nonsense just to get out the way? Yeah. Just give me like 3 days, dog. What am I? What is that? Oh, that's definitely dangerous. What's that thing in the? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, power lines, but we all know how dangerous these are, though. That thing is shooting out fire. That still looks cool too, though. It does look really cool. That looks so neat. I bet it's not fun to play with, though. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when are we gonna spawn an Azula? You know what I mean? I feel like humans are gonna evolve eventually where we can control lightning. Like, we just have to. Like, there's no way that's not in our evolutionary tree, bro. Because especially my family, we've been putting a lot of specs into magic, a lot of specs into bending, right? So I think one day my family, give or take 3,000-4,000 years, we gonna be hitting one of those, trust.
They're not just making oil, they're playing with fire. In Pakistan, people are turning tires into money by burning them. One tire can yield up to 3 liters of heavy oil, but the process is deadly. First, they throw the old tires into a massive rotary furnace. Workers climb in, stacking them layer by layer. Then, they set it on fire with wood, reaching...
This feels unnecessary. Like, there has to be a better way.
Temperatures of 500 degrees Celsius. It takes a full 14 hours for the oil to finally start dripping. The furnace runs on 2 small kiln.
I'm gonna have to put this in my notes real quick, bro. I need to make patents for 2 things. I need to make this a burning rubber safer, bro. I need to make the gravel and sand transferring safer too. Let me put those in my notes. Yeah. Okay. I should be good. I should be good now.
Because the hook on a crane swings back and forth while the truck is moving, the crane operator needs to secure the hook before driving. The problem is, the hook is so heavy that it's difficult to simply tie it up with a rope. Typically, the worker will swing...
Now I need to make a patent for crane hooks, bro. Like, look at how inefficient it is, bro. I have to schedule it out. I'm gonna have my patents for all 3 of these within a week, bro. Just leave it to me. They got me doing everything.
The hook back and forth, using the principle of momentum to gradually bring the hook closer to the rope. During the swinging process, the worker applies periodic pushes, which combine to give the hook more and more energy. As the swing gets bigger, the hook gets closer to the rope and eventually gets caught. This principle is similar to how a worker can't easily lift a tire onto a truck with just their strength.
They have to bounce
a clever worker will repeatedly bounce the tire on the ground, turning...
make a patent for this, bro. We have things that can lift this, bro. It's just like faster, or it's cheaper. Let me make a patent for something cheaper, bro. Give me 2 weeks and I'm about to fill all these out. I'm sorry, like it takes a while to get your patent together and get it approved and whatnot. Give me 2 weeks, bro, and then we'll all be straight. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is just one of them jobs where it's just like, hey, bro, shout outs to you. One slip and you. But this is also one of those things I can easily get a patent on, because I think I have a paper on this that I made like about 3 years ago for a patent to make this a lot safer, a lot easier. I never had it go through because I just forgot about it. You know, when you're so busy making different patents every single day trying to make the world better, some just get lost in the sauce. So I'm gonna get this sent out there. Don't worry. The world's largest aluminum plant.
Piled up so fast in Vietnam, you needed wings to stand by it. I was going to the worst place in the world, and I didn't even know it yet.
Yeah, see, this is pretty efficient as is. But I actually created a patent for something like this to make it safer. Probably, I think like 6 or 8 months ago. Don't worry, bro. I can get you out of there. I can't get you out of there, but I can get you in a more relaxing, less taxing environment, bro. Don't worry. I have the paper in the other room. I know exactly which file cabinet it's in. Don't worry about it, bro. I'm about to make your life a lot easier. Icelandic workers trying to stop a tide of lava. Oh, see, this is crazy. This is crazy. I wonder how fast the lava is actually moving though, like miles per hour, because this is obviously sped up. So it probably looks a lot more dangerous than what it is, even though it's still, regardless, it's still very dangerous. But I think my main question for that is because I was talking to LeBron the other day. He said he'd help me fund any project I want, right? Any project I want, because he's seen some of my patents before. He's like, oh my goodness, Walker, you are the future, bro. If you need an investor, I'm right here. So I was thinking about working with LeBron of making something that I don't already have a patent of. I've never seen this. I've never knew this was a problem. So I'm probably going to work with the Icelandic worker to see like the ins and outs of this type of job, so I can get a nice patent written up, something real safe, and then we can spread it off to all people dealing with volcanoes. Of course, I'm going to go to each volcano to see if I can get a clear view on how I can fix it from there. So each country or each city, whatever, can have their own patent for their specific volcano. LeBron gonna help me out with that. Give me like a year and a half, bro, because I already have a lot of things just stacking up. Give me a year and a half. Yeah, respect to y'all, bro. This is wicked. And the worst part about this is, like, I tried to get something passed to make this a lot easier and a lot safer, but they said with the unsafe conditions, it allows more people jobs. And it's like, do I really want to take jobs away from people just to make something safer? Because I definitely got a patent sent out for this one. So, man, these jobs are scary, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You work anything like this, man, shouts to you. I'm horrible with heights. What the heck am I looking? What? Oh, so they just walking like that's number floor. Oh, no, they different. No, they different, bro. Where's the safety clank things? Like, I don't see any safety hooks. No way they just walking that smoothly, no care in the world. Not really sure what the hard hats are for.
If you thought the footage of the Chrysler building was insane,
is he
wait
just
until you see the
standing
men
on the
working
side?
on the Manhattan Banking Building in 1930. Close to 900 feet above the ground, these men show no fear climbing around the structure
No,
now
they
known
definitely
as the
show
Trump
fear.
Building or 40 Wall Street. Considering these men were paid on average $900 a year, which is roughly $17,000 adjusted for inflation.
17,000? I would have put faults in that building on purpose. You got me up here. I mean, I guess, how much was food though? What was cost of living like? I need to know. What was this, 1920s, 1930s? Average cost of living for the US citizen in 1930s. Average annual income was around $1,300 to $1,700. And they got what, 900? Yeah, I'm definitely putting faults in that building on purpose.
Quite baffling the lengths they would go for their job. 4 workers died while constructing the building, which is not all that surprising considering the utter lack of safety precautions being used. This was quite a normal mortality rate at the time for projects of such scale. This was clearly nothing new to these workers, as this footage from 1925 construction in New York.
We have footage from 1925, but we don't have a footage of Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game. That's wicked.
Shows. Workers practically had to tightrope walk around their construction site to get the job done. Considering the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, better known as OSHA,
did they at least
wasn't
have health
established
insurance?
until 1971, it's truly awe-inspiring to think what these workers went through to provide for their families when times were tougher than ever.
And they were going through the Great Depression too. And then you wonder why they were always angry. Like, this is why they're always angry. They risking their life on the daily. They going through the Great Depression. Are you not gonna be angry? That doesn't mean you should hit your wife, but I can understand why you angry. Sorry, what?
It was a scary day to be a window
cleaner?
cleaner in Beijing. Strong winds left several people swinging from a skyscraper.
Well, they got slammed back into the windows of the skyscraper. Yeah,
Onlookers watched the crew slowly descend the towering CCTV.
There had to be like a weather reporting and someone saying like, hey, today's not the weather for cleaning windows. Like, come on.
While the cables swayed precariously. The skyscraper is one of the tallest in Beijing at 200.
I do have something in the making to like prevent winds from interfering in jobs. Like, I have something in the makings to help like slow down hurricanes and reduce their destruction by around 86%. It is in the works, but I'll fill y'all in when we're further through the building stage. Is that a flying suitcase? No, those are, oh. See, this is more what I was expecting from before. Okay. And they're just in there just praying for the best.
Workers are dangling that just shattered the windows in the building. Fire department is coming to help.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's terrifying. But isn't there someone up there that could just pull them up though, right? Like, what is the people at the top job? Or is it like it's too dangerous because of how windy it is? They don't want to pull them up.
Right there, stop! We're good!
Storm chasing? How much did you get for storm chasing? I always thought storm chasing was more like a thrill-seeking thing.
Intercept, guys. That's unbelievable! Get out!
That's a humongous tornado.
Stay. Right here. I want to watch. I want to get your vantage point. Let's go.
Like, it's so defined. It's so defined. It doesn't look real.
Everywhere. Look at it. Look at it. Look, oh my God.
I think I can understand why people storm chase. I'm not gonna lie. That is kind of cool. It is kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Will I storm chase? No, but I can see the appeal. Bro was waiting for his. What is happening? Like, where are you filming this from? The midst of war? Did a bomb just go off? Or is it like a fake fan? What is okay, so it's fake. What is happening right now? What the Okay, so it's a mean green screen. Okay, because I don't believe this is real. Because there's no way they just have her standing in the midst of a tornado. History most ridiculous jobs that no longer exist.
Ridiculous jobs that no longer exist.
Running messengers.
In this day and age, we really take for granted just how quick and easy it is to be able to communicate. Back in the days of yore, not everyone was rolling around at the speed of sound. It could take several weeks to be able to relay critical information to your buddies, and a lot.
What are they gonna do? Attack us by the time you get this? It's all over.
Can change in just a few weeks.
It's all over.
Nevertheless, delayed information was better than no information at all.
That's true.
Why highly trained long-distance messengers could make or break empires. First used thousands of years ago in ancient times, couriers were the best and fastest form of communication, pretty much up
over there just booking it, just having the longest of endurance. They over there getting snaked by just a group of baboons and chimps.
Till the invention of the telegraph in 1837. Sure, boats and trains made things a tad bit faster, but the principle was pretty much unchanged, physically transporting documents from point A to point B.
Yep.
The earliest and most sophisticated courier system of its time was that of the massive and girthy Achaemenid Empire, also known as
Girth. Girth?
Or at least considered to be, the first Persian Empire. They constructed the Angarium, a series of relay stations littered across the Royal Road, the main vein of the empire.
Girth?
This connected two major cities within the empire, Susa and Sardes. Can you can you deliver this message to Sardes? Yeah, no problem at all.
Sardes nuts.
Sardes.
I already said it. Like, I said the joke first.
Royal Road stretched across 1,700 miles of the empire's western half, with patrolling guards and security
that's like a
stations
3-day
at
walk.
regular intervals, making it heavily secured. I mean, it kind of had to be. Messengers traveling down the road were carrying the orders from the Great King himself, so...
What if, like, the way they deliver messages was like, they just had hundreds of people, and it was just one person got it, and it was just an all-out sprint to the next person, and they were just passing it like a baton in a relay, and that's how they passed it. That would be hilarious.
Anyone severing or intercepting that line of communication could cause devastating...
I mean, they still have horses, though. They could be relaying horses.
...effects. Also at regular intervals were checkpoints. These were relay stations that housed freshly charged horses as well as other messengers ready to pass things along down the line. This system of stations dropped delivery time from roughly 90 days on foot to just 7 to 9 days on horseback.
That's not bad. See, a man like me, I'll be opening messages and just start adding some nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd sprinkle a couple emojis in the messages just so that they think it's code for something.
But what if you didn't have horses? Well, we'd have to ask the Inca. Jump forward 2,000 years to the 1500s, and not much has changed in the ways of communication. In fact, one could argue that it was way worse. With no horses around, Incan runners instead relied on their piggies.
Their feet,
Messengers of the king, called the Chasquis, were slim, fit, and ready to rip, carrying messages across the vast mountainsides of the Inca Empire. Unlike their Persian counterparts, the Inca didn't carry the messages in their pockets, but rather their noggins. And that's because the Inca did not have any formal written language. Wild, right? Instead,
you know for sure they were just messing things up. I'm telling you, during that run and that exhaustion, bro, he is not gonna get that message portrayed correctly, dog.
Instead, apart from some complex numerical systems involving tied knots of string, everything was spoken, so a strong memory was the key to getting the right message across. The Chasquis were tasked with relaying the king's orders to nearby provinces and military commanders. Tell the soldiers that they're doing a solid job and to keep up the great work. Yes, my king.
And they just book it.
The Inca, though, did rely on relay stations to always have a fresh pair of legs ready to deliver a message.
And then they're saying the same thing across multiple people. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's not working. That's not working. How many messages do y'all think were misconstrued?
Two Spanish chroniclers, that's a fun word to say, each station was about a half a league apart, but could be as far as a league and a half. That's over 5 miles, or for you metric fellas, over 832,000 centimeters. The stations were more or less weather-resistant small huts with other Chasquis standing about, ready to get a move on. Upon arriving, the first messenger would give the oral performance for his buddies, and then repeat the message that he came with. After memorizing the information, the next Chasqui sprinted up to 5 miles to the next station. Now keep in mind, this was the Inca Empire. It wasn't easily traversed flat road. It was pretty much uphill both ways, wobbly, cobbly stone roads, 10,000 feet above sea level.
Bro, you literally are gonna get murdered if you get one road ankle. You get one road ankle and the king is sending you off because that road ankle is delaying the message by like a whole day, bro. Oh no.
On par with how our parents walk to and from school every day.
Right.
So they claim. The king said to slob his knob and that Greg's a jerk. The fuck did I do? It's unfortunate that sometimes things get lost in translation.
Exactly.
But remember the first rule of exchanging information. Never shoot the messenger.
Sin Eater. Wait. I don't even know how to portray what the Sin Eater is.
English to come up with some spooky dooky hocus pocus type stuff. If you're extremely poor and a social outcast with no lucrative or meaningful skills whatsoever.
One thing at a time, holy. Goodness, bro, trying to attack the soul. Okay, all right.
Then the profession of Sin Eater might have been on the menu for you.
Blimey.
Historically, the job was performed throughout the early 17th century up until the 19th century, mostly in England, Scotland, and Wales. So just this area.
Yeah.
As a Sin Eater, you were always on call for your services, as people have a tendency of kicking the bucket at it.
Sin Eater just sounds like you're either eating someone's body, eating their feces, or eating food at someone's like important meeting. That's the only thing I could think of.
Any given time. So while you sat slapping mud around all day outside your thatched roof cottage, you could receive the news of a local death at the drop of a hat. Oh, he's dead. A relative or loved one would seek out your services almost immediately after the passing had passed.
And what are you doing?
You'd pull up your britches and tween off screen to convene with the spiritually unclean. Arriving at the door, you politely knock before entering. You waddle inside to see your new customer and get to work. So your job as the local Sin Eater was to, as you could probably guess, eat the sins of the deceased.
Like, what does that mean, bro? You eat his body weight? What does that mean?
As praying and repentance of—
She got a holy long neck. I'm talking giraffe. I'm talking Stegosaurus neck. And his neck broken like, oh, well. How come he eating? Why he get to eat? Granny over here like, oh, that's some good bread. Why is there a skull? Oh, this is the coffin. They're eating on the coffin? Bro, someone pulls up and eats on my coffin at my funeral. I'm getting out the coffin and putting one of them in there.
Apparently wasn't good enough. Now, the eating of the sins was of course symbolic in nature, but it was conducted in a literal fashion. The family of the dearly departed presented the Sin Eater with food, usually bread and beer. The food was placed on the chest or face of the individual right as they had passed away, supposedly sucking up all the bad juju as the soul floated to regions beyond. So, now with the food being properly seasoned with a pinch of immorality and a dash of transgression, it was time to chow down. The basic idea of the whole ceremony was that you would effectively absolve the dead of any wrongdoings committed in life, allowing them a clean slate departure for the heavens as a certified good boy.
Right.
Now, you're probably not surprised to learn that this was far from a Michelin star dining experience. The bread was all stale, and
bro was
the beer
probably
was
eating
warm
mid.
with a bunch of gross floaties in it. Perfect for the hipsters, but less than ideal for normal people. So after munching and crunching and glugging and chugging,
You probably
you'd
got
say a
sick.
quick yet emotionally packed prayer. Rub-dub-dub, thanks for the grub. Yay, God. Where's the shitter? Now with a proper sense of closure, you'd receive your
How much do you
paltry
get
fee and
paid?
be promptly vacated from the premises. So while your work of purifying one's soul
What the
was well
world?
appreciated, you were looked down upon, even outcasted.
Why?
The
I
belief
guess
was that
because you're full of sin.
you'd retain all of these absorbed sins, polluting your own soul in the process.
Right.
That being the case,
And then everyone who's a sin eater is like, yeah, free lunch. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I need some free lunch.
Leaders were
What if he gets turned into like get accused of being a witch and he gets drowned?
forced to live reclusive and isolated lives, being hated, ridiculed, and shunned by the locals. Until it was time to deep throat a sin or 12. It's not exactly clear how the tradition of sin eating was started. Some believe that it derives from the Jewish tradition of the scapegoat, a literal goat that was imbued with all of the local sins and troubles, sent out into the wilderness and actively prodded off a cliff, taking all of the town's trials and tribulations with it. Atonement.
I didn't know the history of scapegoat. That's wow.
Complete. Thanks, Mr. Goat. As for sin eating, it seems that the tradition was finally laid to rest in the beginning of the 20th century with the death of Richard Munslow, the last known sin eater in England. He reportedly was a humble and well-loved farmer who took on the job after the premature deaths of his children. Very sad. All in all, sin eating really was a self-sacrifice when you look at it, trading in any sense of social standing for a few
food.
pence.
Yeah.
But hey, free bread and beer.
Powdered monkey. Oh, brother, this sounds like something that's gonna piss me off. But I'm gonna assume this is going to be. I'm assuming this is gonna be like you're like a makeup tester, or you do coke before somebody.
If you thought your childhood was rough, imagine dipping, diving, ducking, and dodging your way through cannon fire while slugging a heavy sack of gunpowder on a ship in the middle of the ocean.
Okay, how about they try to spend 12 hours shiny hunting for a Pokemon to finally find the shiny and then use all 20 Pokeballs they have and can't catch it? They ain't never had to do nothing. Oh, I have to move gunpowder. You ain't never had to work all night to find a shiny Pokemon just to not be able to catch it. Don't talk to me, man.
That's what powder monkeys had to deal with almost on a
F those powder monkeys
basis. So while you may have been pissed at your mom for taking your Game Boy away for a few days, powder monkeys were grateful if they even saw tomorrow. Back during the Age of Sail,
they wouldn't be grateful if they didn't catch that shiny though. Don't talk to me, dog.
Naval warfare was a pretty common occurrence. Ships just blasting big metal balls at each other in hopes of sinking the other guy faster.
That's hot.
Or causing enough damage to warrant a surrender. In order to give yourself a fighting chance, you needed a well-trained, well-supplied crew who knew their way around cannons. Besides ammunition, the cannons needed a propellant to send those cannonballs
which is that
barreling at the
gunpowder.
faces of the enemy. That propellant, of course, was gunpowder. In the heat of battle, every trained sailor needed to man their stations and execute their responsibilities in order to have a decent shot at survival.
So what, was it just kids moving the gunpowder because they were smaller, so they were a harder target to hit?
But one responsibility that didn't need much training outside of carry this shit and run over there was that of supplying powder to the cannoneers. Since there wasn't much to the job description, the task was given to young boys, usually between the ages of 12 and 14. You see, back in this time, between the 16th and 19th centuries, people were just cranking out kids, especially the poor. Simultaneously, nature was just cranking out infectious and deadly diseases, and industry was cranking out fatal working conditions, both of which were promptly streamlining children into the orphanage.
And now it's like the opposite, because, I mean, health problems are being solved, and, you know, working conditions are being better, but nobody's having babies. Nobody wants to have babies.
This, of course, caused
and that's because cost of living is up here when it should be down here. But hey, that's neither here or there.
Just to become overburdened, and they needed some relief. And where's the best place to put able-bodied youngsters just looking for any kind of future? The military, of course. European and eventually American navies were scooping up hundreds of impoverished chaps each year and dumping them on ships to take on the role of powder monkey, more often than not against their will. But the young lads were quicker, more agile, and physically smaller than their adult counterparts, making them perfect candidates for the job. During a battle, each boy would quickly carry at least 2 leather cases.
We've seen this depicted in movies plenty of times.
Powder cartridges from the ship's powder magazine deep down in the hull, all the way up to the cannons. A dangerous job for sure, but a critical one for the success of the skirmish. Oi lad, bring me that very explosive powder, eh? And be quick about it.
Yes, sir. Don't trip. Sir. Gonna hit him with one mean slip and the whole ship explodes.
Well, that's a good lad. In exchange, the young fellows were clothed, fed, and given beds, given a little bit of education.
Given food, beds, and clothes just for handing over some powder? I was already an orphan. I didn't have 3 of these things.
To fill their heads. The plan was to have the boys—
No, he didn't have any. If you're an orphan, you didn't have none of those
eventually
things.
Become official full-time members of the Navy, assuming that they survived to adulthood. Yet despite the fact that they were a key part of the crew, they held no formal naval rank on the ships which they served.
I mean, that's
now,
fair.
While it
They're only
was
12.
Nice to have a place to call home.
Hold on. He posed. Why? I mean, why? His cap to the side. Hold up. Hey, they must have been living if he posing like this. He sitting here like, man, this ain't no problem. Hands in the pants, cap to the side, bro. He not worried about a dang thing. What did the girl say? Bro, serving. He's serving.
Belly. It of course came with the steep price of witnessing the horrors of war. Just to clarify, I said that powder monkeys were usually between the ages of 12 and 14.
Would
But
they
in
be like
reality,
8?
Some were much younger, with some documentation showing cases of children as young as 7 years old.
Oh, that's old
These
enough
little
to
guys
move
were
some
subjected
weight.
to watching their fellow crewmen being blown to smithereens, impaled by split bits of ship, blinded by shrapnel.
I did forget about that part. No, like, you right. I did forget about, like, they don't actually have to die. They could just be seen, like, everything happen. Nah, you right. Like, that could have drawn some people, you know what I'm saying?
Or having limbs ripped from rogue cannon fire.
Yeah,
none of which they were immune to themselves, mind you. It wasn't until the end of the War of 1812 that formal regulations were put in place, preventing any recruitment of powder monkeys under the age of 12 from serving on ships in the United States.
Hey guys, look. We really want to make war safer for all of us. So I'm gonna announce a new law. We cannot send anyone under the age of 12 to work. Can I get a round of applause? Thank you, thank you. No one under the age of 12. Now we all know when you're 12, you're basically a grown man. You can go to war. But if you under that, you're safe. Until we change it again.
The British followed in suit with an age limit of 13 for the role, though these age restrictions were
Much
still
better.
often ignored. The practice did, however, fully die out in the mid-1800s once child labor laws were put in place and technology made the role obsolete. Sorry, kids. Looks like it's a big old box of PTSD for Christmas this year.
And then, like, they're not getting free food no more. So what if they want to do it because they getting the free food, clothes, and whatnot? Now what happens to these same kids? What is that?
Medieval medicine was wild.
Scalping!
Physicians back then were really just throwing anything at the wall to see what stuck, which led to a bunch of strange medical practices that would, luckily, fall out of favor once modern medicine emerged. One such practice was that of uroscopy, the art and science of checking out your pee to determine your health. Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't this still used in the modern day?
That's not terrible. I mean, all it mainly checks nowadays is hydration, unless it's like in very horrific color. Are they gonna drink their pee?
Yes, but no. Urinalysis, as it's practiced today, uses chemical, physical, and microscopic analysis of urine samples to generate quantitative data for diagnosis. Uroscopy, on the other hand, well, it had dudes snooping, sniffing, and sipping your pee.
No, that's hard. No, I want to be a urinoscopist. Come on, let me get into some urinoscopy.
Well, Doc?
Nah, you good, bro. Hey, twin. Nah, this is the best pee I had this week, twin. Like, you are straight. Just kidding, you're dying in 2 weeks.
I need a second opinion. Now, you might be surprised to know that the practice of uroscopy has been around for thousands and thousands of years.
I mean, it makes sense.
The earliest known evidence that historians have dates all the way back to the 4th millennium BC, where some ancient Sumerian physicians took note of urinary color.
Who broke this down? Bro, if you ask me, this is like a bow and arrow, right? This is like an arrow. How did... Right. Nah, you right. Bright red. You're bright red. Oh, no, oh no.
Perhaps the most profound early evidence we have comes from the ancient Egyptians around 1550 BC. This is the Ebers Papyrus, a 65-foot-long medical scroll from ancient Egypt's New Kingdom era. This single...
Wait, how big?
65-foot-long medical...
65 feet.
Scroll from ancient Egypt's New Kingdom.
That's 20 yards in football, roughly.
Era. This single document
Also
details
like 18,
over 800 diagnoses and remedies for all kinds of conditions ranging from skin problems, eye problems, burns, tumors,
the fact that we still have this,
bones,
that's really hard.
Teeth, brown parasites, and of course, urinary conditions. The study and examination of urine continued for a while, but the formal occupation of uroscopist is believed to have been introduced between the 4th and 7th centuries in the Byzantine
Empire. What about
Empire.
poop? Were they like, if they were taste testing pee, they might as well taste test poop too, right? Or where's the poop tasters? Or are they like, it stinks too bad, I don't want to smell this, so they weren't really about it. Man, they weren't really about none of this, man.
Its peak in the Middle Ages. According to medieval Welsh medical texts, it was believed that urine was the filtrate of the 4 humors: black bile, yellow bile, phlegm, and blood.
Black bile? I've seen black bile depicted in like stories, but like black bile.
Of course, we now know that your pee is the product of your kidneys filtering your blood and excess water, but hey, medical science was still a baby back then. Because of this theory, uroscopists believed that urine was the end-all be-all for determining a person's health status, and thus, it was the most important substance to study. The most telling quality of the urine was its color. So after collecting a fresh sample, I mean a real fresh sample, the color was immediately observed. But a problem with qualitative analysis is that it's completely subjective, whereas quantitative is objective. When it comes to subjectivity, one PP doctor may interpret the same color differently than another.
Right. Okay, I was trying to figure out what you meant.
Objectivity, numbers are numbers. There's no argument there. In order to mitigate subjectivity and establish some sort of consistency, the PIS percipients often constructed quick reference guides to use as a standard for diagnosis, sharing their knowledge.
Oh, they have the holy peace circle. Yo, I wonder what each color tastes like.
Across heavily detailed manuscripts. As an example, if your urine was clear, you might have some spleen issues. If it was dark red, your liver's too hot. Green, you've got jaundice. Black,
what's jaundice?
Wait, is black urine a thing?
Black?
Oh.
Yuck.
Oh God.
Yuck.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be doing too well if you're
I get it, bro. Next.
Next. While you had the visual aspect, Uroscopists also ventured down the avenues of smell and taste to solidify the reasonings if a diagnosis couldn't be immediately deciphered from color alone. Urine that tasted sweet was evidence of diabetes, whereas stinky pee-pee usually meant infection. Now, while this may seem silly looking at it
like doesn't all pee have like a slight smell to it? Like, who determines what's stinky and what's normal? Everything's too subjective.
Lens, there was some validity to the practice. Uroscopists were able to properly diagnose conditions like diabetes and jaundice through their practices. Diagnosis was great and all, but without proper and effective treatment, you're not going to be making much progress, except just being closer to the grave.
Facts.
It's like if someone tells you, hey, your car is broken, and then proceeds to offer no meaningful solution.
By the way, you're gonna die type, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I can't really help you, but you're just gonna die type, you know what I mean? But you know, let me drink your pee on your way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get a sip. Cause look. It may be red, but man, this tastes as good as getting it. Oh, that was bad. That was very bad. Yeah, I don't know why I said that.
At that point, they're just taking the piss.
Garden hermits.
The ultra wealthy really love spending their money on stupid shit. They love it, in fact. When you've got more money than you could spend in 50 lifetimes, why not?
Which is why I hate the sentiment of people talking about some wealth whispers. No, it doesn't, bro. Rich people have houses bigger than schools. They have yachts that cost a ridiculous amount of money. Y'all think they make cars for $1-2 million for anybody else but the rich? Who do you think they make them for? Wealth does not whisper. It's cope. Wealth whispers is cope. It's absolute cope, bro. No, it doesn't. And then you'll have the extremely rich get on podcasts, so they'll get on like their show and be like, hey guys, you're spending way too much money on coffee. If you saved this money that you would be spending on coffee and you made that like, bro, that's not why you're rich. You didn't get rich from drinking at home coffee. They be spewing garbage. They'll come up here and be like, the wealthy people I know, man, they don't be spending their money on nothing as they're having a $300,000 watch on their wrist. They'll be on there giving commentary like they don't have someone's house on their wrist.
Expensive champagne on
Like
luxury
it's BS.
watches, a fifth mansion on the beach, rigging elections, whatever tickles their sacks. But ostentatious spending is nothing new. You see, back in the 1700s, wealthy estate owners in England, Ireland, and Scotland were bored out of their skulls. I mean, think about it. The extent of dopamine rushes back then were what? Attending yet another opulent ball, hunting some wildlife, racing a horse or two, then putting them down when they don't win. And
hey, they ain't met a rock, paper, scissors player like me, though. I would be having they dopamine all the way up.
When you felt like a real degenerate, you had excessive gambling.
Brothels.
But these frivolous activities got stale real quick.
Yeah, gambling, right.
There needed to be something fresh, something grand, something right in your own backyard. That's when the idea of the English landscape gardens started to bloom, transforming sprawling grounds of estates into picturesque and serene scenes.
Right.
Replacing the clear-cut and formal gardens of their French counterparts, English landscapes were to appear engineered by nature itself with natural slopes, ponds, groupings of trees and flowers, a nice boulder or two.
So they literally groomed their yard to look like a normal yard. That's what they did. They said, man, I want my yard to look more like natural nature. Let's make it look like how it used to before we got on it, brother.
Organic decoration. These established wonderful getaways for owners and guests alike to retreat and get in touch with nature. But for some, all the stone and trees and grass just wasn't cutting it. Something was missing, something human. Like a person.
Oh wait,
Believe
are
it or
these
not,
the people who just had to live in a hut on their property?
Some wealthy fellas sought out to hire real-life people as decorations for their gardens.
Yes.
Take, for example, one Joseph Pocklington. Born into a wealthy banking family and receiving his inheritance at just 26 years old, his priority was to just spend the shit out of it. After all, what's the point of having money if you don't spend it?
Exactly.
As my dad always tells me, you only live once, son. Enjoy it. Well, Mr. Pocklington over here made damn sure he was going to enjoy the life he was given. After purchasing his own private island on a lake, he commissioned the construction of his own armed fortress, a druid temple, and several natural grottos.
Right.
In order to make the estate seem more lively, he advertised employment for a man to live in his garden, demanding that the man, quote, live for 7 years without washing or cutting his hair or nails.
Never mind. I thought the pay would be good enough. No. Bro really wanted to just stench walking around the yard. That's disgusting.
The man was to never speak or interact with any guests and would spend his lonely days in an artificial
Why?
cave. The basic idea was for guests to observe a man in his most natural state, untouched by societal influence.
That's so
If the man was
weird.
able to carry out these conditions, he would be paid the equivalent of about $100,000 in today's money. Now that's spread over the whole 7 years.
$100,000 over 7 years.
So it's not really that much.
Bro was getting
But the
paid
position
pennies.
was dubbed the Ornamental Garden Hermit.
Absolutely
now get this.
not.
Pocklington was not the only fella to come up with this idea. Others employed their own hermits with much more lenient rules. Perhaps the most well-known example was the Hill family from Shropshire. Their botanical bro was dubbed Father Francis, and he fully interacted with
at
guests,
least you got a hard
told
name.
stories, and dispensed his own wisdom, all while maintaining a mysterious yet comforting presence.
I want to see the hermit, mummy. I want to see the hermit.
The trend of the ornamental garden hermit
When
lasted
did it
just
end?
over a century, finally being uprooted in the 1830s in favor of living statues. And to answer your question,
'Cause they were probably cheaper.
Garden gnomes were not inspired by the garden hermit. Those came from Germanic folklore, hundreds of
Ooh.
years prior. But they'll still
Oh.
guard your garden as best they can.
So that's why people have statues, because in reality, they want an actual person there. That makes sense. It don't make sense. But like sometimes you have to pretend like things make sense to make you feel a little bit better. Amazing video chat history. Today we're gonna be checking out fast workers.
This is the fastest force
Fastest
worker I
pop.
know.
Okay, so look.
Down.
I said fast workers. That does not necessarily mean efficient. It's fast. Not necessarily. You lost the biscuit.
Fastest worker I know. She gets down.
No, they get down like the look at
Dishwasher I know.
they're just playing around. But look. Fastest, not the most efficient. Two different things. Oh no, see this is fast and efficient. But me, I think I'd cut a finger off on accident. Like you're moving a little bit too fast. This is real life. This is real life. Fruit. What's that fruit game? Fruit Ninja. Real life Fruit Ninja right here. Does he ever slow down? What's crazy is there's a way more efficient way of doing this, but you have to have the highest aura points that you have to max out as much aura as you possibly can. And I respect it. I respect going for the max out. How is she so fast?
Can I just get a water, please? Yeah, for sure. I'll just go in there. Okay. Thank you. No problem.
How is she so fast? What was fast? Oh my!
Sorry.
Yo, I didn't know what I was waiting. Like, what was... Nah, that's a fast worker though. She on her toes. She's on her P's and Q's, maybe even B's too. Whatever.
These two ladies are some of the fastest workers on the planet because
The
when these
soap?
bricks come so fast,
Bricks.
this lady quickly collects them without
I'm not
missing
gonna lie,
a single piece.
I know for a
But look
fact
what
I
happens.
missed. Okay.
When she gets tired, this friend starts collecting on her turn, and as you can see, she simultaneously collects
I'd feel so
just as
nervous
quick,
because I
using both
know
her
for a
hands.
fact I'd miss.
It's so impressive to witness their talent,
It is.
and one can say they have
And then
incredible
she counts
reflexes.
and get the
beautiful.
Right. This is S tier synchronization. They might even pee at the same time. Like, what are you talking about, man?
This is the fastest cashier I know.
It's fake fast.
He don't play.
It's the fakest fastness. Bro's moving his head thinking it makes him move faster. That's all it is. He jerking his head around thinking it's making him move faster. He's focused on moving everything faster but his hands. He's wasting so much extra energy, bro. Ooh, oh my. I mean, they're not the cleanest wraps, but we're looking for speed, not efficiency. So even though they might not have been the cleanest, they were still clean enough. Catching it with your elbows is absolute absurdity. He can't, like what it, like, why though? Like, why is that? He looking at me too. It's like he's taunting in a game. You ever play Madden and you just start taunting near the end zone? That's what that feels like, looking at me hitting one of those. Is that easier than catching with two hands? And bro just steady chucking. Bro hasn't messed up yet. I guess he does the elbow thing when he doesn't have his hand prepared to catch. That's the only thing I could think of. Unless he literally does it just to flex. Is it just to flex?
Cool. So just gonna double check with you guys really quick right now. It's gonna be the cheeseburger. That's gonna be protein style for the burger. Everything on it with the raw onion. It's gonna be.
He's not even talking fast. He's just adding a whole bunch of syllables.
That's gonna be everything on it with the onion for the burger. It's gonna be 1 animal style fried light well, 2 waters to go for y'all today. 1610 up at the first one to wrap on the blue 4 dirty or right.
Nah, like that felt like fake talking fast. You know what I mean? That felt like fake talking because I felt like I could easily understand every word he's saying. And I know like that's kind of his job to make it easy to understand, but. Man, I've heard faster.
These Japanese firefighters are showing how fast and precise you need to be to execute a rope bridge rescue in the face of an emergency. And as a part of the rapid response training,
yeah, they're moving rapid. I was literally just about to say that.
And the goal of these high pressure drills is to have the firefighters train like their lives depend on it, because in a real rescue,
it kind of does. Yeah. So oh my goodness. What type of monkey crawl is that? Oh my good. Yo, I'm talking about gliding. Nah, Spider Monkey definitely learned a thing or two from them. This is funny. I mean, it's not fast work, but it's efficient work. That's very efficient. Not having to put no hands up or nothing. Just stand there. You can eat there and snack. Oh, you better keep making sure you go to the right spot before a hand lands on your head and it cracks your neck. But you know, if it ain't dangerous, it ain't paying. That's cap. No, that's a very big lie. Don't believe that at all. Actually. Ooh. No, the other one's a lot faster. No, like he's locked, bro. He's locked. I'm scared for his fingers, but it looks like he has a technique. He's locked, but come on, bro. That cucumber was getting spitted it out. Let's be honest.
God, guys, this is the fastest sandwich maker I've ever seen.
This is the most wasted movements I've ever seen. So first off, like, let's break it down. Let's break it down the form, okay? Let's go one by one. So look, we jumbling, we stumbling. Look, he's stumbling, but look at where his hands stay. Like his hands get behind the bread, right? But there's nothing back here, so why should your hands be behind here? His hands should stay extended to make sure he goes to the next condiment, because everything he needs is out there, right? Like, why did he bring his elbow all the way back here? It doesn't help him move to the side faster, you know what I mean? So that's not, he's just not, like, he's stumbling everywhere, bro. Lock in, dog. Lock in. Like, come on now, like,
this dude
like making a mess. He literally moving around like a Looney Tunes character. Okay,
oh my
he got, bro, picked it up then put it back down. Like, wasted movements, so much wasted movement.
This is
he didn't even have the other bread cut. Like, what?
Oh my god,
bro, fake typing. There's a lot of improvement to be had there. A lot of improvement. Now that was nasty. That was disgusting. Oh my goodness. He throws 3 and then says 3 times in a row. He throws the 3. They land out space. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's an amazing performance right there. I mean, I got the dude, bro, with the potato. Oh my gosh, going stupid. Oh, I like how clean that look. Not fast, but it is clean. Hold up, let me flick. Yep. I don't need to finish that sentence. You playing jump rope with lava bars? How much you get paid for that? Why is that part of the job description? Okay. How many watermelons did they go through today? The condom stacking? I can competitive condom stack? Oh no, she making a bow with it. I don't know what those are. Oh, a loofah. They playing domino with bricks. Hold up, I think I need to sell me a brick. Get 10K real quick. Hold up. I'm talking about that risk, about to flick, about to shoot. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was also beautiful. It looked like cards. You know what I'm saying? I've never learned how to show. It looked like cards. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? Quick with the jerk. Quick with the flicks. Plays down with efficiency. I don't want to see no messing up. That's what I like to see. Oh yeah, water jugs in. Oh, those water jugs aren't the lightest. You know what I'm saying? They're not the heaviest, but they aren't the lightest. That's why he has to be somewhat built. He's slanging them things. Ooh. They were still going faster, bro. They cut off too early. They were still going faster.
This is the fastest.
Fake fast. Oh my goodness. Like you see how he's shaking, but he's doing so much better than, oh bro, you see how his hands stay in the mix? Mr. Subway, his hands were, you know what I mean? He's in the mix. Like that's how you're supposed to be. Right there, right. You see, even though he has a lot of wasted head movement, right? You see how his hands still stay right in front of him, even when he put the legs in, even when he did the little shimmy shake. The hands are in front. Beautiful work. Beautiful. Excellent. And the slide for efficiency. Subway, Mr. Subway could learn a thing or two. Mr. Subway could absolutely learn a thing or two. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know what to compare this to. Like, I don't know if this is fast or not. So I'm gonna just say it is. But I have no clue. Ugh. Bro, he's like, how am I supposed to go? And he wants to copy it, but he's taking up all the... And you know what's the worst part? They still probably getting paid the same. They probably still getting paid the same, but I mean, let's keep it a buck. Even though he's putting in so much work. Now, granted, him putting in so much work is also preventing the other worker from working, which is crazy. Like, if you don't put him last in line, think of it like a track race, bro. You always put your fastest leg as the last leg. But him being in front is literally interfering with the next guy. That's bad setups. Or at least give him more space in between. Another wasted head movements. Fake fast. Just because you're jittery doesn't mean you're moving fast. And you're like, what is the point of going that fast? See, the thing is the reason why this makes me upset, because it's really a lot of wasted movements in the aspect of the other person's not even done scanning everything. So there's no need to write, like if you go at a normal pace, like literally he would be accomplishing the same amount if he was going this. Just look at how fast he's going. If he was doing this instead of wasting all that movement, he would be doing so much better. Like no one's in a rush. But because he's also rushing, he's confusing his own brain. So it's like he's moving, but nothing's getting done. You gotta stay calm, cool, and collected. When have you ever seen someone get something done and he's moving like this? The only time you see is that when they playing the violin. That's the only time people's head really be tweaking. See? See, you know what I'm saying? You see how you see the head tweak? You see the head tweak? And even still, it's very minimal. But the thing is, when you're moving fast, your head is going to move fast too. But your head should not be jerking faster than every other thing that's actually being functional. Look at, ooh. You see how when she's still playing fast, but when she needs to be calm, cool, and collected, the head stiffens because the head doesn't need to be moving. You see how she get when she get back into action, but the head is tilting, but is it because the head needs to tilt, or is it because the violin needs to tilt because it makes it easier? You see what I'm saying? Like, things are going hand in hand, but these other people, they're just wasting space, they're wasting energy, man. You see, now look, he's not being fast no more. Oh, it's because he got the water. He was still like, oh, see, he moving too fast, he almost falls into the cart. Like, come on, man. Okay. Like, for why? What is the calculator even saying? When I was growing up, my calculators didn't talk. Don't work harder, work smarter. Oh my, oh. Okay, they're not in a perfect, I thought they were about to be in a perfect line. That was gonna be wicked. But this is smart. This is smart. I thought he was about to line them up perfectly. That would have been crazy. Okay. Okay. See, you see how his head's not jerking that much though? He's getting straight to it now, but now he wants to do the flippy flappers with his arms. Like, get off my screen, bro. Pissing me off.
That boy, the fastest employee on earth.
1869.
No, I ain't never seen a McDonald's employee move that fast, family.
I'm the only one that's working the lanes or window right now. So.
Boy, you working that thing?
Oh, he is working that thing. That man,
that your thing, bro. Oh shit. How much is that? You think? Hey, we ain't even worried about $1, man. It's the 1%.
Oh man, you already know he got fired for giving that $1. They're gonna put him in the most unadvantageous situation. They're gonna be like, hey, but look what you did to this $1. You gave a $1 when you should only give 15 cents. Fired. Talk to me. Okay. Talk to me. Come on. Ooh, yep. Right. I like that. Good cuts. W cuts. Whoa. How much is that? What is... Not 2 times in a row. That's... I bet you can't go 3 for 3 though. I bet you can't go 3 for 3. I bet you can't. That's nasty. He's sick with it. Oh, that's how you skin, baby. Looking at me while he's skinned. Okay, do you need a machete that big though? Like, it's just a hypothetical question though. Like, that thing huge. Why do you look away when you shaving it? Like, I feel like that should be the time you do look at it. Like, he look at it when he cuts the edges, then he looks away. Why are you looking away? What do you gain from almost losing fingers? Oh my, efficient with it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, better. He has a better rate than Steph. Oh my goodness. Look at. Ooh. Yeah, you deserve to flex on him. Ooh. Ooh. I ain't never seen no banana tree cutter before. This is a profession I haven't checked out at all. Nice. I don't know if that's fast or slow though. I mean, he's literally the first of his kind that I've ever seen. I've never seen a banana tree cutter. That's what I was trying to say. Talk to me. Oh, yep. Those croissants with chocolate in it though, that don't even sound good, but you know, it looked good though. Like the seeing you do, look at him. He has a happy smile on his face, bro. He whipping that thing. He's exactly where he wants to be. Okay.
Hola.
I don't even know. They're doing strawberry. I've genuinely never seen this before. I have no clue what I'm looking at. Okay, they're going strawberry picking and they're all running. Oh, this is cardio. Low-key, what the running would kind of make it a little funner, no? Because it's like, dang, now I don't have to like worry about cardio later in the day because I got all that work. But I guess it could get repetitive. I guess it all depends. It all depends on like how stressful it really is. Because I feel like to a certain extent it could be fun, but at the same time, work is work. So, but she's moving. She is moving. I do wonder how much they get paid though. I wonder if it's worth it. They probably get paid per box they turn it. No, I mean, the way they move, and that gotta be the case. Oh, that's not scary at all. Oh, that's not scary at all. Oh my, like you play with that absolutely. Oh my. Yeah, nah, a robot could take that from me. I'm not gonna lie, they could take this job from me. That is horrifying. Okay, so this is not even about working fast. This is about stabbing people in the head. Like someone's definitely got caught with a head stab before. What the world? What type of job? What is happening here? This looks extremely dangerous. This looks like an accident waiting to happen. This is like a horrible accident waiting to happen. You're not moving fast though. You need to move faster for me. You're supposed to be fast with it. Dang, all it takes is one wrong person, one person being in the way. Oh, it's not even going through the door? Yeah, this is not efficient, not fast. Wow, like I need you to move a little bit faster, bro. I get that there's steps and whatnot, but we gotta chop. We gotta chop. I know your neck hurt. Oh, more steps? You should just jump down all the steps instead of walking like that. Just jump. Oh, how many steps y'all have, bro, going down? Oh, y'all just waiting for an accident to happen. Oh, that's a view. Oh, that's a view. More steps? Nah, they better leave a crazy tip, bro. I'm talking 50%. This might be in a country where they don't have tips. Still leave 50%. Oh my gosh. Oh, now his knees are all dirty? Hey, get it how you live, man. You get it how you live. Oh, we're just chugging the bricks. Hold on. Hold up. Okay, this gotta be edited because they're like sucking in too perfectly. This gotta, no, there's no way he has that good accuracy. There's no way. There's no. Okay, that's different. That is different. We're gonna leave off on a different note. I hope y'all see how great these workers were. Oh my goodness, it was impressive. Today we're gonna be checking out some crazy worker fails. We have a whole tower coming down on you. That couldn't have been the plan. Now trees going down on the pool. That couldn't have been the plan. Back to back, those two couldn't have been the plan. Like, it felt like the first building was deconstruction, like they were trying to tear it down. I don't think they wanted to fall on them though. No way that was the thought process. In the pool, man. Then again, where else was it gonna fall? Like, was it gonna fall on, like, the neighbor's fence? That was kind of like the only area to take it down from, I guess.
Quite tolerant.
Just driving right through the barriers. Y'all just F the barriers? Hello? Nobody cares about the barriers? That's embarrassing, bro. He looked, bro, on the level like he about to, yeah, he looked like he not ready for it. He can't, he's not ready. He's not ready. He was not prepped for this, bro. The lights got too bright. The lights are too bright, bro. I don't even understand what they're trying to do. Are they trying to create a mudslide with the dirt here? Like, I don't. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. How'd you even get that thing up there? Can I like know if they're all right or something? Can y'all give me something to work with? How did they even get that big thing on the side of the mountain in the first place? I feel like that truck about to fall in there. I feel that. You know what? Could have been worse. Careful. Careful. You're moving pretty careful. No, you're not. You're fired. You're fired. Oh no, you're fired. Oh no. Please don't get fired. Please don't get fired. Okay, you moving that glass in. Okay, yes. Why is glass a jump scare? Why did that happen? Bro, as long as it doesn't get in your eye, bro. I'm hoping your eyes are okay. And then he's looking at us like, I'm sorry. Like, things happen, dog. Oh, he's about to fall. He's about to fall for sure. He's falling for sure. He's falling for sure. Oh my. Ugh. Yeah, you better come right back down that hill. You are not making up there. Yep. And it, bro buried himself. Oh, I'm getting... Man, I missed the Black Ops map, Buried, bro. That was one of my favorite Call of Duty zombie maps, man. Buried was so cool, man. Oh my goodness. Even though those witches were terrible. Man, I missed... the nostalgia of playing Call of Duty Zombies, man, it's getting to me, bro. I'm sad now, man. Okay, there's a big ball. Okay, we got the what was that? What was that wheelbarrow gonna do? What was the plan? I don't understand. What happened? Oh, they didn't. Oh, y'all are laughing, but that big thing going right into the traffic is not funny. Oh, luckily it stopped. Oh my goodness, luckily it stopped. That's terrifying. His life flashed before his eyes, not his job. Like the negligence, he definitely would have faced time for that. I just feel like a fail in this type of situation is like, okay, right. I was gonna say a fail in this type of situation feels like fatal. It's gonna be fatal regardless, but luckily we're okay. Okay, they're brushing like pollen off? Or are they brushing something on? I have no clue what's happening. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what that is. Is that just sand? The whatchamacallit had a hole in it or accidentally hit something and then started leaking sand or whatever that substance was everywhere. Gotcha. You're not getting that back. Oh my goodness, you're not getting that back. Oh no. Oh, he's falling down the hill. No, please don't fall to the hill. Stop. You're still here. That's all that. And then it's bouncing. I ain't never seen it hit a bounce like that.
Ingenuity and cunning level 100.
Please give bro a new pair of jeans. Why is he pushing from inside the truck? He's not pushing anything. That's not, it's overflowing. It's overflowing. It's overflowing. Is it supposed to be doing that? No one's doing anything, so I guess.
A shower of paint invigorates better than coffee.
Why are you moving the ladder with paint on top of it, dog? Like, come on, man. I know you didn't want to take that trip down and trip back up, but let's be so for real, man. Come on now. You know that wasn't the smartest thing to do. Oh, okay. This feels like you're about to fall. This feels like you're definitely tumbling down. You're definitely tumbling down. Yep. Ooh, are you good? He's still on his feet. That's good.
Your last nerve cell.
What just happened? What was loaded in that tire? Why did the tire do that? What happened? What occurred? Okay, that's cool. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Could be worse. I was scared. Yo, why is glass shattering terrifying? Can't even sit here in peace. I don't know when the next glass is gonna shatter.
I see the goal. I see no obstacles.
It's a rough day for everyone there, bro. It's a rough day for everybody involved. Oh man. I can't. Are we sure that?
Too much money. It's not good. Not good.
Oh, it's falling. And it's gonna keep falling back. Oh, whoa.
He outplayed, but didn't destroy.
Bro almost fell in the hole. He didn't even peep that his chair was gone. That's funny. That's funny. That thing looked like it's coming right for your head. Oh, it's going the wrong way. Yep, there goes the fence. Yep. And this is when they realize they wish they hired a professional. At least they always have that memory on camera where they wish they hired a professional, man. I'm assuming that was not supposed to happen. A mini chainsaw? Got chainsaws for kids now? That thing gonna fly off, huh? I don't think that's gonna work. I feel like that's gonna take a long time. That's how you do it though. That's how you learn, unless they're at a mechanic shop. Because if they're at the shop, this would be a terrifying sight. But if you're at, if you have your home and you have your home set up, like how else are you gonna learn? You gotta prop up that tube. That's how the best of them learn nowadays. That don't even look trustworthy for real. That don't even look trustworthy for real. Didn't trust it from the start. He's about to run into the pole. Right. Not paying attention to where you, like, it's a giant pole right in front of you. How did you not hit the brake at all? It was a giant pole.
Effective demolition.
Oh yeah, that worked. Yep, and you're coming down. Oh, he didn't come down too. Oh, he's blessed. Like, what do y'all do to stop that? What like, unplug it.
The matador of the construction world.
Unplug it. You got this. You got this. Come on. Come on. You got this. You got this. You got this. You got this. I don't know what he got. I don't understand what's happening. Oh, he's trying to catch fish. There's a hole in the bag. Oh, no. They forgot to close it. Are they gonna realize it, or is it gonna be too late? It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. Oh, his job is gone. Oh my gosh. There goes his pay, bro. Oh my goodness. He almost he could have saved it. He could have saved it. Yeah, that's not work. I know, like, how did you, why did you do that? Like, why did you do that? You saw that it wasn't going on correctly, bro. Like, you had all the information you needed to not do that mistake, bro. What the heck am I looking at? Yo, that's how the bottom of my desk looks like, with a whole bunch of tangled cords, man. How do y'all keep this organized? There's no way this is not a fire hazard. This is dangerous.
Okay, ready? Yes.
Someone's about to break the stairs.
Here it comes. Yeah.
They painted the stairs. They didn't want to go down the steps until it dried. She threw the bucket. That bucket literally went to the third step. Like, no power behind it, bro. Why did they let her throw it?
This guy must not be distracted while he's working.
Oh, no. Hey, do you not see your car leaking? Do you not see it leaking with glass? Your What did I say? What did I say? Leaking with gas, bro? Over there wasting money. Like, are you trying to flex? Is that what this is? Is this like a miniature flex? Look at how much gas I can waste. Yes, we saw you, bro. Don't look around. We saw you. We saw it. Yep. He about to, oh, this is about to be embarrassing. Oh, the second hand. Oh. Hopefully one of the bulldozers or whatever don't fall down. It's falling down. In fact, it was only ever gonna fall down. There was no chance of it not falling down. But hey, it's still set up though.
When the courier left the package next to the trash can.
No way they taking their package too. Oh no. Oh no. He 100% thought someone was touching his butt. He 100% thought someone was reaching for his butt, or maybe a snake, bruh. Oh my goodness. Came to the defense of that crack immediately. You know, I have to give props to him. He's a professional crack defender. I'm more of a crack snorter. Because it was right there. It was right there. Everything went wrong at the last second. Everything that could have went wrong at the very last second. Oh, that's garbage. Oh, they're haunted by ghosts. That's a ghost right there. Is he supposed to be doing that? Like he getting windows too? I don't think that's part of the job description. Right into that glass. Boom, broke. Yep, that's coming out your paycheck. Oh. She's walking with that. With her, what is that? What is she walking with? The TV on the high? How is she even pulling that? You knew it was gonna go bad from the moment she just did everything wrong. Look at what she got going on. She hit the cup multiple times and then got that chunky mess going everywhere. That was not mixed right. What are you giving them? Yeah. Pay cut, buddy. That's the look of a man who's getting a pay cut. Yeah, just knock that bad boy down. Come on, put a little bit back into it. Yep. He look like he been having a long day, bro. I respect that. He been having a long day. Came over there just to piss you off, bro. That's what he did. So where are he driving to? Where is he driving to? What did they think was gonna happen? They drove in the middle of the... Are they trying to build a dam with vehicles? Like, how do you even get in this situation? Why does a deer like you that much? You gotta push him off after that. I don't care who you are, bro. You get shoved off. Oh my. No.
Oh, there goes that cell phone.
Hell nah. Oh, that just pissed me off, bro. Knock that man out. I don't care how lazy of a work you are. You're not gonna touch my stuff. He immediately threw his phone out though. That's hilarious. That's decent instinct. Even though you didn't have enough instinct to like stay still, he went immediately and threw his phone out. That's funny. Like, what was the plan here? Obviously that's gonna break. Like, what did y'all think was gonna happen?
Advantage of that. So this
is the house gonna fall?
In fact, came from a Pennsylvania farm that...
Yep, yeah, Pennsylvania farm. Shout out to Pencil.
Holy smoke! What happened? Must have been the strap or something.
Yeah. You okay?
Totally ruined that. Did a number on that.
Oh, the tub. RIP the tub, man. That don't look like it's supposed to work like that, but yeah, don't let him around these vehicles no more. Don't let him around these vehicles at all, actually. Bro, that thing just gobbled it up, bro. Yep, break. That thing is gonna break, dog. Boom. Good job. Oh, I'm so shocked that I jumped on glass and it broke. Like, get out of here. I feel like there's still a hook like stuck. Like hey, y'all are like, there's a chain there. I don't know if that's supposed to be still there. Yeah, I don't feel like it's supposed to still be there. Are you just gonna watch it happen? Y'all just like, is this like the point? Y'all just gonna sit back and just watch y'all fan fail or worker fail or whatever? Maybe I don't know what they were doing. I don't know, who knows? I could be the one in the wrong. I'm gonna call it a quits there. Yeah, this was that. Now that's the last straw. I'm gonna keep it a buck. There was 10 straws, and at this point we had 9, and then this was the 10th one that got pulled. Absolutely not. Because what do you mean you're spitting over my car? What happens when you win the lottery?
You just won the lottery.
Oh, I did?
Congrats.
Thank you.
You're f***ed. If you're lucky enough to survive all the lawsuits, betrayals, and murder attempts you're about to...
Excuse me, but what are you getting sued for? Abraham Shakespeare? That's an interesting name.
Face, you might just live long enough to go bankrupt. If you want any chance of this working out, listen carefully. The first thing you need to do is absolutely nothing. Don't tell anyone, don't quit your job or drop out of school, don't buy a GT3 RS, and don't claim your...
maybe you can get a GT3 RS, okay? Depending on how much, maybe you can. Don't completely rule out the GT3 RS.
Claim your prize. Yet. Most places will give you a few months to grab your check. Let's just say you won in California, which gives you 180 days. We're gonna use this to our advantage, but in the meantime, it is absolutely and utterly imperative that you do not lose your ticket.
Okay,
this actually happened to 7 people. 3 of them didn't.
Winning ticket leads to man's lottery loser. That's so crazy. For just pounds, 27. Whoever wrote this had hate in their heart. Ian McKinnon, you had hate. Lottery loser killed himself for just pounds, 27. Lotto winner, 42, shoots after losing his winning £1 million ticket during celebratory party with. He didn't lose at the party, bro. One of his pals snatched it from him. I'm not convinced that he's the one who's, you know what I'm saying? I think one of his pals did it. I don't know, bro.
Survive. Take your ticket and sign the back of it, photocopy it, take selfies with it, record a video with it, put it in a waterproof, fireproof box, then take that box to the bank and put it in a safety deposit box. Now that your ticket's hopefully secure, we need to use this time to prepare a few things.
We can get the GT3 RS eventually, okay?
First, we need to hire a professional. I watched a few lottery news segments and found you this guy, Jason Kurland. He's a self-described lottery lawyer that charges $200K up front and a $50K monthly fee. That might sound like a lot, but for legal protection, money management, and tax shielding, this is actually a steal.
$50K a month? Okay, I'm gonna let you cook, but okay.
Plus, you won the $200 million Powerball, so $200K is only 1,000th of your winnings. Now that you have
no, it's more like 2,000s because half your money is losing because of taxes.
Jason on your team, he's gonna prepare your banking and investment accounts. And of course, he won't withdraw any money without your written consent. But in your very first meeting, he gives you some bad news. See, the first rule of winning the lottery is to always stay anonymous. But most places won't let you do this. California requires the public disclosure of the winner's full name. And no, the trust won't help you. You're getting fully doxxed, and we need to prepare for that. But first, your phone rings. It's your boss telling you off for being late to work. Resist the urge to show up to the office with an AR-15 and instead put in a 2-week notice. Leaving on bad terms would just give your coworkers an excuse to sue you. Now back to concealing your identity. Delete your social media, get a new phone number, make a new email, and change your primary address to a PO box. This should help prevent strangers from tracking you down, but an even bigger threat might just be your own family. This
Jeffrey Dump, definitely thought your name was something else. Wow, okay. Bro, nah, not being able to trust the fam is crazy though. Getting all that money just to hide it from everybody.
This guy right here won $20 million, and he used it wisely, starting up a successful gourmet popcorn shop and helping out his loved ones. 9 years later, he was murdered by his sister-in-law. If you don't keep your family in check, you might end up getting killed.
Come on, bro.
Or even worse, divorced. So
that's not funny, but that's funny. Oh my gosh, he just dipped with how?
Here's the plan. You decide right now the exact amount you want to dedicate for family and make a trust for it. Once you fund this trust with a portion of your winnings, Jason will take it over. So when your family members come begging, you could just tell them you're not in charge of the money. Let Jason be the bad guy. After a few weeks of preparation and sleepless nights, it's finally time for you to claim your ticket.
The anxiety of
where a lot of people mess up.
The anxiety of winning the lottery has to be horrific. It has to be so exciting and then extremely anxiety inducing immediately, bro.
The lottery press conference is where you'll be presented with the world's largest stimulus check in front of a horde of reporters who are snapping and publishing nice clean photos of your face right next to the reward for killing you. It's gonna be an exciting event.
Jesus.
I mean, look how happy this guy is. He just won $1 million. He doesn't know it yet, but 1 month after taking this photo, he's gonna mysteriously die of cyanide poisoning.
What?
No suspect was ever found. In unrelated news, these 2 women inherited all of his winnings. In completely unrelated news, this woman prepared the last meal he ate before he died. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that the press conference might not be optimal for you. Luckily, there are some genius tactics you can use to reduce its potential harm. Renting a car will stop people from tracking your license plate. Wearing a disguise will lower your profile as long as it's not ridiculous enough to go viral. But the smartest way to handle your press conference is by not going. You don't
have to go? Oh, I for sure ain't going. I might sit in this stunt though. What do you mean I don't gotta go?
To show up for your media appearance. The massive check with your name on it will still get put on the news, you just won't be in the shot. Instead, you'll go to the lottery office without any cameras and quietly grab your normal size check. But as you hold the piece of paper that's about to change your life, the first thing you'll notice is that the amount is a lot lower than you expected. See, there are two ways to claim your prize when—
Okay, what's the first thing y'all spending y'all money on if y'all win a lottery? If y'all win the lottery for, let's say, 20 million. You have $20 million. What's the first thing you're doing? Home security? Mom? You? Oh my gosh, y'all are so sweet. Oh my gosh. I would blow it on me too. I'm telling you, I'm having a whole bunch of oxtails coming to the house. A whole bunch of sesame chicken is coming to the house. Whole bunch of lobsters coming to the oh, I'm getting saucy just thinking about it, bro.
When you win the lottery. If you want the full advertised amount, you need to take the annuity, which means your prize gets paid out over the course of 29 years.
I'm not taking that. 29 years? What do you mean 29 years? Is y'all paying me like this is a mortgage? Honestly, lottery is one of those things that started clickbaiting. They won $200 million lottery. They will never actually see $200 million. Like, bro, it's one of the original clickbaiters.
But you took your They've withheld some of your taxes, but way less than what you actually owe them.
Just so they can uphold. They want to uphold. They want a reason to arrest you. They want a reason to try to milk more money out of you. Shout out America, man.
Luckily, Jason has an accountant on his team who can guide you through the how much do you owe the government death trap. So after factoring in the lump sum and taxes, your jackpot has gone from 200 million to a measly 70. I guess it'll have to do. But before you even cash your check, your phone starts blowing up.
It's your family?
All of the friends and family that have your phone number are asking if you're the mysterious winner.
Bro. Are y'all telling anyone if y'all win the lottery? Yo, I have a couple people I'd have to tell. I don't think I could withhold it. I don't think I could do it. I have a couple people I would have to tell, bro.
Remember, the public only has your name, but not your face. You can tell some people you really trust, but be careful. Maybe even use an NDA. Now, it's finally time to make your deposit. After your check settles, you'll see more money in your bank account than you even thought was possible. Hopefully you're using a larger bank and not a credit union where your checking account would probably be worth more than all of their assets combined. But
wait, hold on, what?
Bank and not a credit union where your checking account would probably
53% have less than 70.
Be worth more than all of their assets combined. But even with a massive institution holding your money, you still have a problem. Only 250,000 of your dollars are insured. But how risky actually is this? Well, ever since 2008, uninsured depositors only lost money in 6% of US bank failures, and large banks like Chase or Wells Fargo are designated as systemically important financial institutions. AKA, they have the US government as their sugar daddy, so it would take a lot for them to go under. Chances are you'll be fine, but still, you should move this money somewhere else. It's time to hit up Jason to fund your trusts and investments. Let's give him 40 million to manage for you. And with a conservative 6% return, this will be making you 200K a month. You could put 10 million into your family trust, and now you have $20 million in pure spending power. So let's get down to business. First, you need a new house. I say go with this $10 million LA mansion.
I don't want to live in LA. Why can't we be somewhere like relaxed, like Idaho, bro? You know what I'm saying? Ohio. No, we don't want to go to Ohio. Never mind. Ohio is one of the last states I would want to go to. Let's go to like a Virginia or something, a Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? Like, not LA.
It's got a master bedroom where you'll wake up to beautiful ocean views, a 500-bottle wine cellar.
Let's go to Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying?
But one thing's missing. That's better. Any toy you ever wanted is now yours. Your dream watch, your dream fit, your
dream watch, like $300,000 for this watch. Look at it. It looks like a kid made it. Like it does not look clean, bro. That's not 300K. Maine, bro, is there anything in Maine? That might be the perfect place to go after winning the lottery. I don't know nothing from go to Wisconsin. Ain't no one gonna go to Wisconsin. Well, actually, Wisconsin is not a bad place to go. Georgia, no, not going to Georgia. Absolutely not. What?
Your dream fit, your
dream fit, $20,000 bomber jacket. That looks like the biggest waste of 20K I've ever seen. The gift of king pants. Those are normal joggers. Summer walk loafers. They're just normal loafers. Why are they 7 bands?
In grocery haul, being a lottery winner is awesome. You're also starting to realize why rich people live longer than poor people. Not only can you now afford any medical procedures you want, but you even have a private doctor. You pay them $20K a year to be on call for whatever you need. You also get a celebrity fitness trainer for $300 a session, and of course a private chef to keep your diet perfect. But even more important than this is your total lack of stress. Not having to worry about bills, work, or housing, and having the free time to hang out with friends or take a midday nap.
What about when you get
vastly
bored?
Improved your overall well-being. But then you get a call from Jason that changes everything. See, he helped you buy your house using a trust to keep you anonymous. But internet detectives have somehow managed to trace the ownership back to you.
No! No, I need 24/7 security.
On top of that, news reporters have been silently taking stalker shots of you on your daily routine. And all of a sudden, your face and your address are front page news. Your phone immediately.
So someone already did this before. Oh, so this guy already did this.
And your address.
Can't even go to the grocery store, bro. He's a normal guy who just played a lottery ticket and now he can't even go to the grocery store in peace.
Are front page news. Your phone immediately starts blowing up, except this time, it's not just your friends and family, it's strangers. You start getting hundreds of letters in the mail. People are telling you their life stories, how all they need is 10 grand, 5 grand. Someone even shows up to your house. I think it's time for you to hire some bodyguards before things start getting worse.
Yeah.
And by worse, I mean you might get killed. It's kind of a rite of passage for lottery winners. This guy won 30 mil, then got buried in his business partner's backyard. He won the Brazilian lottery, then got kidnapped while on a walk. His house got broken into, and he was shot to death in front of his kids. But you have one advantage over all these unlucky winners.
What is it?
Your location. Most of these tragic fates happened in not so great neighborhoods. You, on the other hand, are in a $10 million LA mansion, surrounded by people who are familiar with money. Hopefully this will protect you from any real danger and allow you to peacefully live the high life.
Maybe.
But what your mansion can't hide you from are your relationships.
Yo, this is when you start getting bored because you're like, you can go out and hang out, but hang out with who? You're not with your friends no more. You're with the rich, and you don't want to hang out with the rich. You're not rich blood. You know what I mean? The rich, they operate with a different brain. Their brain don't function correctly, bro. You have a functioning brain right now. I don't know how long you're gonna have a functioning brain considering you won the lottery, but for now you have a functioning brain. So it's like, you know,
friends are gonna come out of the woodwork. Family that they never knew they had. Everyone's going to be asking for handouts.
Friends, I lost just about all my friends from New York.
When you win,
yeah, you could tell she's straight from New York. There's no hiding that accent.
Buddy, you know, thinks they won too.
You have to manage to say no to these people. It's gonna make you feel guilty, but the truth is, if you gave everyone money that asked for it, you wouldn't have anything left. Your mansion's upkeep costs you $50K a month.
Exactly, bro. And you know that, like, the mansion important, bro. Like, you know, mansion over everything.
Maintenance for your car is an average yearly salary. Your private chef, your trainer, your doctor, your bodyguards, Erewhon, Equinox, rich person parties, woman. Across everything, your monthly expenses are guards, Erewhon, Equinox, rich person.
Sorry. I think we went a little bit too fast over this part. What do you mean by it? Like, what is? Like, because I feel like there's something else you gotta be meaning about it. Like, what do you
parties, woman. Across everything, your monthly expenses are clearing 6 figures. But even worse than the broke people begging you for money are the rich people begging you for money. They call themselves financial advisors. They try to hypnotize you with confusing financial linguistics until you've signed away 1% of your portfolio for the privilege of underperforming the market. Don't listen to them.
90% of active equity fund managers underperform their index, and 81% of active fixed underperform. Yep, that's rich people talk. What are they talking about? Basically, don't trust financial advisors. Gotcha.
Portfolio for the privilege of underperforming the market. Don't listen to them. Certainly don't listen to people pitching you their genius business ideas. All of these opportunists are starting to make you feel like a walking ATM. When you win the lottery, people won't respect you like they do other rich people because you didn't really earn your money. You just experienced a statistical glitch.
Yeah.
This is where you begin to have a bit of an identity crisis.
Yep.
All you are and all you're known as is the guy that
won
got
the lottery.
lucky.
Yeah.
When you meet new people, it's often people will say, well, what do you do? Especially in my circle of people, most people were working or trying to put themselves through college. And oh, I just won the lottery and I just sit around.
Self-made millionaire.
That's not something that I wanted to say.
One day, as you're contemplating the meaning of life, a mysterious man walks up to you, and he's here
That's
to
why I
inform.
always said, like, the lottery sounds like a blessing for people who are like, they are in the dirt, like they are going through an extremely rough patch and they can't see a way out. That's where like the lottery shines. But if you see a way out, I couldn't imagine winning the lottery, because it just, the amount of hassle that would come from winning the lottery and the amount you lose from winning the lottery is so much that like it's not worth it. You win the lottery, you don't trust anybody around you no more. Literally, you literally don't trust anyone, because everything in the back of your head is gonna be like, okay, what if they're using me? What if they're using me? That's exactly what's gonna happen if you win the lottery. You don't wanna live like that at all. Like, yes, money's not an issue no more, but we're humans. Money don't make us run. It's how we socialize. That's what makes us function. People want money so they don't have to work, so they can socialize more. But if you remove the socializing, what's the money for? It don't do nothing.
You that you're being sued. A random guy you've never seen in your life is claiming that he bought your ticket and he's coming for all of your winnings.
He's gonna bring full. I'm the winner. God took me to that gas station.
Is there any truth to these claims about the stolen ticket?
What? Oh no, I would be shook.
Luckily, you're gonna be fine because you have legal protection from our boy Jason.
Where's Jason at? Where's Jason go?
A New York attorney known as the lottery lawyer is now charged with extorting lottery winners in a $107 million scheme.
Jason helped a lot. He was the first guy I called.
We're gonna have a lot of fun with this.
Jason Kurland, along with 3 others, now facing charges ranging from wire fraud and money laundering.
Oh wow. Prosecutors say the lawyers spent some of the stolen funds on golf memberships. Of course. As soon as people get rich, they're like, oh yes, golf. The broke people can't play golf, so I'm gonna play golf. A Porsche and shopping sprees.
Well, in hindsight, giving this guy access to our finances was a pretty stupid decision and totally stole around $10 million from you. He's obviously going to prison, but that's money you're not getting back.
Yeah.
But hey, at least you have a mansion to cry in.
That happened to somebody?
30,000 people have been ordered to evacuate their homes because of a wildfire tearing through wealthy suburbs of Los Angeles.
Just
Among
LA?
the thousands of people in Southern California who have lost homes in the wildfires.
Oh, I thought he got targeted, which the wildfires is still sad, but I thought they got targeted.
Winner of the biggest lottery jackpot in history.
Just when you think things can't get any worse.
All of this is happening to him. This is this one guy's story. I thought we were following this one guy, but it felt like, I think we're still following this one guy, right?
You suffer the same fate as $2 billion Powerball winner Edwin Castro, and for some reason a large amount of lottery winners.
Okay, never mind. We're not following one guy. It felt like we were following, because he kind of looked like the guy who was walking, but we didn't see the guy who was walking's face. So I have no clue if it's actually him or not.
$10 million house burns to the ground. It seems like your luck has run out. You're getting sued, you've been robbed of millions, and your home is gone. Your misfortune is of course front page news. Everyone loves a good downfall. And to you, you've become just another lottery
Why is it a
failure.
good downfall? What's good about the downfall? Because no one else got lucky, that's all.
Some sources claim that 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Others say that it's 1 in 3. Which is it? The correct answer is neither. Both of those statistics have been completely debunked. Winning the lottery tends to get painted as a curse. But in reality, it turns out that stumbling into millions of dollars is actually pretty great. Real studies have shown that lottery winners are healthier and live longer. They have
Okay, so I was just completely wrong, because I figured if you can't communicate with nobody, like none of the people you love, I guess you just get new friends, get new rich friends, I guess.
a lower chance of being overweight. They have higher long-term life satisfaction. They don't get socially isolated. Instead, they spend more time with friends.
But didn't we just go over the fact that, like, how do you spend more time with friends when, like, so I just had an unreliable narrator? Is that what this was? Just an unreliable narration? Great video, Jack. Man, this is a great video.
One study found that in a 5-year time span, only 5.5% of observed lottery winners went bankrupt.
That makes a lot more sense than what they be trying to sell us. Because you don't just go through $70 million. A normal person doesn't have the brain to comprehend what to spend $70 million on. So that makes a lot more sense.
And these were even based on smaller wins. You're actually at a higher risk of bankruptcy if your neighbor wins the lottery. Most lottery winners don't get assassinated. Most lottery winners don't go broke. Most lottery winners get freedom, health, and happiness. So when you win the lottery, here are the final steps you need to take. Fire Jason Kurland, cash that home insurance check, win your lawsuit, move somewhere far away, and relax. Because you were never fucked. Most lottery winners aren't. But maybe it just makes us feel better if we think they are.
Okay. Nah, that was heat, Jack. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Jack, that was heat. I mean, I'm still curious on how friends treat you after you win the lottery. Like, I would want something more in depth like that. Like, how lonely do they really get? But nah, you did a big one with this one, Jack. I'm not gonna lie. You did a big one with this one. Who's the richest person in history? The richest person I know of is Mansa Musa. If it's not Mansa Musa, then I'm gonna be very shocked.
If someone with an average salary wanted Elon Musk's net worth, they would have to work for 8 million years.
Honestly, I don't feel like anyone should retire until they reach 9 million years anyways.
That's 30 times longer than human beings have existed. And in the time it's taken me to tell you this, Elon has made another $100,000. But the craziest thing about Elon is that he's not even the richest person in history.
Yeah, he's not even top 10.
He's actually not even close. If you look back in time,
like high key, Elon broke, bro. Get your bread up.
People that make Elon look broke.
That's Mansa Musa,
probably. So let's go find the richest human to ever exist. Starting in the late 80s with a Colombian billionaire who revolutionized the energy supplement industry.
Oh, who?
Pablo Escobar.
He said the
energy supplement.
The energy supplement? I thought it was gonna be a drug lord, bro.
Industry. Pablo Escobar. He was raking in $420 million a week.
Ah! 420? Making a bill a little over 2 weeks, bro.
But his net worth after inflation only reached 80 billion. So on paper, he's not even beating Elon.
Okay, so he didn't have money for
this video. Pablo's wealth wasn't tied up in stocks or politics. He just had literal dollars. He was spending $1,000 a week on rubber bands just to hold them together. And damage to them cost him $2 billion a year. So Pablo wasn't the richest person in history overall.
Wait, he had 80 bill in cash?
But if we're talking actual cash, he probably was. But let's go back in time to see a very different kind of wealth.
That's actually insane.
The year is 1945. World War II just ended, and in America, millions of soldiers are coming home. They'll return to a blue-collar economy, where families can be supported on a single income. American dream is alive and well. How's everyone else doing? It's in these ruins where we'll find one of the richest men to ever live. Joseph Stalin, the communist ruler of the Soviet Union, was uninterested in money. He had practically no personal possessions outside of his pipes, books, and plain military tunic. He did live much better than his citizens, having access to things like food, but he wasn't basking in luxury. His pay stubs show him making today's equivalent of $30K a month, but according to his son, he just let the checks pile up on his desk, and he probably didn't even have a savings account. The reason Stalin is considered one of the richest men in history, despite technically having no money, is because he didn't need money. He already owned the entire state.
That's fair.
Doing anything that questioned his power, even something like telling a private joke, would get you gulagged or executed. Stalin had so much control that after he had a fatal stroke, no one called a doctor for 12 hours because everyone was too scared of Stalin waking up and punishing them for acting without official orders. So despite being broke on paper, Stalin had complete control over an...
Wait, so they watched him die and they said he was too... Wait, hold on. Let me re-listen to that.
After he had a fatal stroke, no one called a doctor for 12 hours because everyone was too scared of Stalin waking up and punishing them for acting without official...
Or did they do that because they didn't like Stalin, so they thought this was their chance? I'm not saying either one is right. I'm just saying they could have told that story, but in the back of their minds, they're like, hold up, let's not actually tell nobody because they don't like him. Hey, I'm just sharing ideas.
Orders. So despite being broke on paper, Stalin had complete control over an economy that would today be worth $10 trillion. See, in order...
Ooh, 10 T's. Wow. Musk got some cashing up to do. Goodness.
In order to find the richest person in...
He's so rich that he did not care about $30,000 check. Oh my gosh.
History, we need to think bigger than just money. Every person in this video will represent a different time period and a different form of wealth, whether it be political power or cash or company equity. And in the end, only one will be determined as the richest person in history.
Gotcha.
So let's move on to our next contender. In 1909, Adolf Hitler was homeless. He had moved to Vienna to pursue his dream of becoming
I thought
an
it was
artist,
Adolf
but
next.
things weren't really working out. He got rejected from art school and found himself selling small paintings and postcards just to get by and sleeping in hostels. Then, after fighting in the First World War and
have
beginning
y'all
his
ever slept in a
political
hostel? Every single time I've seen people talk about hostels, it sounds like a terrible experience, but they all love it. But I'm like, are y'all just gaslighting me? It's 10 of y'all sleeping in that little room that probably don't have no air conditioning. Y'all trying to gaslight me and thinking y'all having a good time. If one person has bad gas in there, the whole experience is thrown off. Like I'm not doing it. I don't know. Oh.
He attempted to forcefully overthrow the government, which got him locked up for 9 months. Hopefully he'll use these 9 months to reflect and reform and turn himself into a better person.
He tried to forcefully overthrow the government and only got 9 months?
Wrote Mein Kampf. Upon release in 1925, the Racism Manifesto met with mediocre sales. But as Germany's situation declined, Mein Kampf's popularity grew. And when Hitler
so it was like an
in
evergreen book.
The book was everywhere. It was also around this time when Hitler realized he had access to developer commands. He instructed the government to buy 6 million copies.
I want to know what's in it. I'm so curious because what was he saying? Does anyone in here have classes where they went over this book in English? Because we didn't do it. I think schools were probably scared. If Adolf at one point were able to convince all these people to do this, we cannot show this to kids because we have no clue how they're about to take this.
Of his own book and hand them out to soldiers, government officials, and newlyweds. He then avoided a $2 million bill by making himself tax exempt. His next lick was copywriting his own image.
Wait, he made himself exempt. Wait, you could just do that?
Which allowed him to collect royalties on every postage stamp sold in Nazi Germany. Then he copyrighted his speeches so he could collect money when they were printed.
He's such a scammer.
These passive income streams made Hitler millions.
And calling it passive income is
Mein Kampf
crazy.
Sold around 10 million copies, which actually isn't an insane amount. For reference, he was outsold 3-1 by Anne Frank, but Hitler did have one last side hustle.
So that guy is worth a lot of money. He's worth so much that he's on this list too, and he donated. Okay.
But before dictators, there was a man building a very different type of empire.
Ford?
Henry Ford.
Yes. Yep. Y'all saw that? I didn't recognize him off the face, but I did remember that Henry did support Hitler.
Revelation. If you pay them more and let them sleep, your slaves won't revolt. In 1914, Henry made the radical decision to double wages from $2.50 to $5 a day. He then cut the work week from 6 days to 5 days. After seeing the operations of meatpacking plants, Ford organized his workers in a line, an assembly line. What resulted was—
I'm just having, my brain can't comprehend that an assembly line wasn't made until the early 1900s. Humans have lived billions of years, and you're telling me they never thought of, okay, you work on this part and I work on this part, and then we put it together. You know what I'm saying? Or they're like, okay, I'm gonna work on this part, then send it to you so you can work on it. Like, my brain does not comprehend that we didn't do that beforehand.
Production time for the Ford Model T dropping from 12 hours to 90 minutes. Prices dropped from $850 to $290. And for 50 years, the Model T was the most sold car in history. But Ford's greatest invention wasn't the assembly line or the Model T. See, after Ford made automobiles—
Unless I'm misconstruing what the assembly line is. What if I just don't know what an assembly line is, even though it sounds self-explanatory, but you know, sometimes you can hear something, think it's one thing, and it's something else.
Automobiles accessible to the masses, people began moving outside of cities and driving back and forth to work. And after the success of Ford's mass production methods, they were widely copied by companies and countries. The suburbs, commuting, and the modern work schedule can all be traced back to Henry Ford, which is why many credit him as the inventor of the middle class.
He invented the 9-to-5. Yo, that's crazy. He's what made. So if you ever hear people complain about having a 9-to-5, if you're ever in your 9-to-5 and you hate it, it was him.
Despite his measly $200 billion personal net worth, Ford's massive influence might make him the richest person in history. But Henry's success was only possible thanks to the men who came before him. It's the late 1800s. The telephone, telegraph, and light bulb are currently being invented. Pollution is awesome. Child labor is legal. Yes! Regulations don't exist, long hours and unsafe working equipment give employees a healthy work-death balance. The stage is set for maximum capitalism. Three men would define this era, the OG being Cornelius Vanderbilt, who conquered the railroad industry and died with more money than the US Treasury. The next was Andrew Carnegie, who made a fortune with steel, then devoted the rest of his life to philanthropy. And this was during a time before charity tax advantages.
Oh, so he just loved people. He was giving back when there was no benefit to him. Nowadays, if you give back, you can be like, okay, can I take that amount off my tax? I don't want to pay as many taxes, okay? So I'm gonna give my money to this, that, and that institution, which are all actually owned by me, right? So what I did was I opened 5 charities and I gave my money to those 5 charities I own, so I can call it charitable, so it can reduce my tax, how much I have to pay in taxes. But in reality, that money's just coming right back to me because it's my charity. It was before all that, so that means he really had a love for the people.
He actually meant that shit. But the richest of the 3 was John D. Rockefeller. In 1870, John founded the Rockefellers. He quickly curb-stomped his competitors through innovation and screwing them over, and by the 1880s, he controlled 90% of America's oil.
That means he probably assassinated some of his competitors.
But his empire fell in 1911 when the US Supreme Court declared Standard Oil an illegal monopoly and ordered it to be broken up into 34 new companies.
So you have Rockefeller that owns all this, that just owns all this, and then, oh my goodness, this is rich people talk right here.
This judicial punishment destroyed Rockefeller's fortune, and he ended up dying in poverty.
Really? No.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Cap. He had ownership in each of the new companies, and their stock values soared, making him richer than ever before. The antitrust breakup resulted in Rockefeller becoming the world's first billionaire, and at his peak in 1913, he was worth 2% of the US GDP.
How did he become the world's first billionaire when there's definitely billionaires before? Like billionaires due to like the dollar? Because there was people richer than him before him, so I'm just confused.
Billionaire, and at his peak in 1913, he was worth 2% of the US GDP. Estimates of his personal worth in today's dollars range from 4 to 600 billion, making him potentially the richest person ever. But before the robber barons, there was a family who bankrolled entire empires. The year is 1744. The United States doesn't exist yet. The life expectancy is 30. Cities are full of shit. There's no electricity. In a small Jewish ghetto, Mayor Amschel Rothschild.
Like some of y'all would already be halfway through your life. I'm literally elderly. If the average life is 30, I'm an elderly man right now.
Is born. He starts in business at a young age, working his way up from being a rare coin dealer to a successful banker. Then in the early 1800s, he launches a conquest. He sends his 5 sons to the 5 key financial centers of Europe. Every son does their part, and before the invention of the telephone, the Rothschilds have established the first international banking network.
Okay, but forget that. You sent 5 sons on their own in separate areas, and they didn't clash. They all fought together for a bigger cause, and they all listened, and they all were successful? That would never happen today. 5 children locked in? There's always one slacker. There's always one who's not pulling his weight. That's crazy.
Wars and peacetime recovery, pay for massive projects like the Suez Canal, and give out loans that save countries' economies. But the Rothschilds have one serious problem. For centuries, Jews in Europe had been prohibited from owning land, blocked out of most industries, and at risk of property confiscation or exile. So in order to ensure their survival, the Rothschilds invested in stocks, bonds, and debts, rather than just tangible assets like gold or real estate that could have been taken or destroyed. Another method they used to ensure their wealth stayed within the family, the cousin technique. Through financial tactics and incest, the Rothschilds managed to mostly avoid persecution, but the extent of their wealth—
58 marriages contracted by the descendants of the mayor, famous banking, exactly 1/2 were between first cousins. That's what I like to hear.
Managed to mostly avoid persecution, but the extent of their wealth today is widely debated. Some estimates have claimed the Rothschilds have a current net worth of $500 trillion.
Okay, maybe I'm getting Rockefeller and Rothschilds mixed up. I think that's what I'm getting mixed up. I think I got those 2 mixed up. 500 trillion?
Are you serious, my brother?
We own nearly every central. 106. They own more than Earth. They somehow own more than what the earth is worth. That is hilarious.
But the only Rothschild you'll find today on the Forbes rich list is Jeff Rothschild. He's worth $3.2 billion. He works at Facebook, and he is not related to the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds no longer have much centralized family wealth, but at their peak, their total worth would have been the largest single fortune in history.
So basically, the Rothschilds are hiding because they're so rich that they don't want to appear on the Forbes list because they have no need to appear on it. Like, they are on a separate list that are only accessed by trillionaires, pretty much. They literally live on a different form of internet. They will never see any content that we see on the daily. I don't know what they seeing. They so rich, they probably only watch like really weird things because that's the only thing that can get them feeling something. Like, I can't imagine a Rothschild playing Mario Kart. It's not happening.
Individual level, the richest ever was Nathan Rothschild. According to estimates, his peak net worth today would be around $20 billion, but his power and connections would likely have been worth a lot more. To find our next contender for the richest person in history, let's go back to Europe in the 1500s. Christopher Columbus just got back from America. The church owns everything. And Jacob Fugger is born into a wealthy German family. After inheriting a family business, Jacob starts expanding it from merchant trading to banking. And soon he's handing out massive loans to finance everything from art projects to wars and elections. In 1519, he spent the modern equivalent of hundreds of millions of dollars to get Emperor Charles V elected. But when Charles was slow to pay back his debts, Jacob sent him an angry letter reminding him of his place.
It is well known and clear as day that your Imperial Majesty could not have claimed the Roman crown without my help.
Talk to him, Jacob! Fugger!
History repeats itself. Church officials ended up getting in so much debt to Fugger that they started selling heaven passes, called indulgences. This led to a protest, which led to a religious revolution. Fugger had more influence than kings, but he was also a nice guy. He made the first ever social housing complex, and to this day, 150 people—
Wait, what is this called? Fuggery? What is his name? I don't understand what I'm reading.
First ever social housing complex, and to this day, 150 people still live in these apartments at the cost of $1 a year, as well as 3 required daily prayers for the Fugger family.
What? They literally live rent-free.
At his peak, Jacob owned 2% of Europe's GDP, which would be around $400 billion today. But the richest person in history may have been further back in time. In 1324, a man went on a pilgrimage across Africa. His name was Mansa Musa, and he was the king of the Mali Empire.
I thought he was the richest one.
Gold. A lot of gold. So much gold that on Musa's pilgrimage, he covered himself, his 60,000 person entourage, and his hundreds of animals with thousands of pounds of gold. And then he handed out so much of his gold that it destabilized local economies. So he borrowed the gold back, which fixed the problem until
he's so rich that when he gave out his money, he ruined the economy. Like, that's crazy, bro.
Paid all the debts back at once and everything crashed again. After Musa's multi-billion-dollar road trip, he began showing up on maps decked out in gold, cementing his reputation in history as the original flexer. But estimating his net worth is borderline impossible, since all accounts of Musa's trek come from second-hand testimony. It's believed that Musa controlled about half of the world's gold supply, and the most common number I found for his total worth was 400 billion, but many numbers went much higher. So based on the amount of valuable resources under his control—
iced out. You could guess without his chain on, dog.
Mansa Musa may be the richest person in history, but go back 100 years and there was a man with a very different kind of wealth. In the early 1200s, Genghis Khan controlled more land than any man in history. His Mongol Empire covered almost 20% of Earth's land area, making his estimated net worth today 130 trillion. But this is slightly misleading. Genghis never really had much wealth of his own, and this was actually vital to his influence. Rather than taking for himself, war loot was redistributed to soldiers and commanders to promote loyalty. Genghis wore the same clothes and ate the same food as his crew. He slept in tents and asked to be buried with no markings or signs. Genghis Khan didn't really have desire for personal wealth or possessions,
he just wanted to take everything over.
Based on his control of land, he may have been the richest guy to ever live.
What was Genghis' motivation? What did he like? What was his motive? Did he just wanted to forever have his seed everywhere? That what he wanted to do? He just wanted to spread his seed? Like, I don't understand. Gotta look more into that.
Let's go even further back in time to the year 1 AD. The people alive right now have no idea that they're living through a turning point in history. They actually don't even know what year it is. Romans think that it's year 754. Jews think it's 3761. The Chinese think it's year 9. And for the Greeks, it's 194.
It's
Every
different for
country is
everybody.
kind of doing their own thing. America's building early cities thanks to the Mayans. India is trading through the ocean and Silk Road. China just invented paper. And in Rome, Augustus Caesar is balling. A few years prior, he defeated Mark Antony and Cleopatra in battle and snatched up Egypt as his personal property. He now controls around 20% of Rome's economic output, and that includes the tax flows, the treasury, the gold and silver mines, and revenue from conquered lands. He also has a money method where he kills rich people from his own empire just to take their stuff.
So nothing's changed.
After Caesar passes in the year 14, he officially gets declared a god with an estimated modern day net worth of $5 trillion.
So he died in the year 14. How old was he when he died? 15? Did he touch 20? Like, how old was he?
But let's go back another 900 years.
Oh, okay.
Civilization is in its early stages. Most people live short, difficult lives. Money in
Like
the
how
form
short?
of coins doesn't yet exist. King Solomon rules over the kingdom of Israel, collecting gold by the ton. His yearly tax revenue is 666 talents of gold. He basks in his riches with his 700 wives, and in today's money, he's worth over
He probably never even slept with all of them. 700. That's next level greed. He didn't even sleep with all of them. They did this girl dirty. Look at her. She got a humongous forehead, dog. This man had a type. Is this him? I thought this was a lady with a beard. Who is this? Or is this just someone else part of the... I'm so confused.
in his riches.
They look masculine. They're kind of sitting feminine. But then, you know, back in the day, you know, heels were originally meant for men in the first place. So we don't know what they viewed as feminine. I think heels were meant for... I gotta look that up. Or heels made for men. High heels were originally worn by men in the 1500s. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this could have been masculine back in the day. We never know.
With his 700 wives, and in today's money, he's worth over $2 trillion. But this is all according to accounts in the Bible.
How many diseases across those 700 wives do you think is spread?
Written hundreds of years after he would have lived. When we're this far back in time, details get murky. Written accounts are sparse and incredibly biased. The richest man from ancient times will never really know. So, who is the richest person in history? Looking at this graph, it seems like there's a lot of people who make Elon look broke. But these numbers don't tell the whole story. Hear me out. In 1913, John D. Rockefeller was worth 2% of US GDP. Today, Elon Musk is worth 1.4% of US GDP. So Rockefeller had a larger share of the economy, making his inflation-adjusted net worth higher than Elon's. But
okay, so we're going off of the
The US economy today is 22 times larger than it was in 1913. Rockefeller had a bigger slice of a much smaller pie. Estimated numbers don't tell the story of how the entire world has become more and more prosperous over time. Elon is now the biggest fish in the biggest pond that has ever existed.
That we know of.
Top of this, his wealth is a personal fortune. It's well documented and verifiable, unlike ancient figures like King Solomon. It wouldn't disappear if he lost his positions of power, unlike dictators and heads of state. He can access it for whatever he wants.
So this whole video is just saying that Elon's the richest man?
That ancient figures would think is witchcraft. Elon is the richest person in history with his 400 billion.
Man said Moose to knock his top off. I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't understand that. If there's the most pie now and he doesn't have a big slice of the most pie, how is he the richest? I don't get how that works. Like, you said that the other guy had more money for the amount of money available. That makes him richer, right? Like, am I tweaking?
Hey, eventually someone will get even richer.
That don't make sense to me.
Everyone else will get richer too.
Then that doesn't make them richer. If everyone else grows at the same amount, no one's getting richer. The baseline the floor is rising. It's not what, no. I call cap. That dude in the early 1900s, Rockefeller, I think he richer than Elon. I mean, you kind of said he was richer than Elon. You kind of already said it, so. Who just glitched on his face? This is what he said. Right now is the richest time in history, right? And Elon has a small percentage of the richest time in history. If we go based off the percentage of money available, the people in the past were richer because there was less money totally available. So if they had a huge chunk of the less amount of money, that means that everyone else, they're richer. He said it. Who said? And Genghis Khan owned like half of Asia. Like, I don't think you can get much richer than that. Like, just in general, like he owned like half of Asia. Let's be for real. Is this Jack? That could have been Jack. I don't know. Anyways, beautiful video. Jack Pockets.